On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, we will answer the most important question that you all have for us, because you asked it many, many times. What did we get on the GSSR, and did we get Skadi? With me today has a Skadi, Lucky, and doesn't have a Skadi, Omega. There you go, the whole episode is spoiled, you can go home now.
Bye, everyone. I hope you're enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka 3 years and going strong. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EM version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should stop asking about the GSSR and Skadi.
So this is how you know this is unscripted, because that was just all improv. Lucky really got me with the bye, everybody. If you could, I don't know if you guys could hear me chuckling in the background. Okay. Hey. This episode's brought to you by our patrons like Ahia Comics, Architect 10, Blacklist OG, Carlos, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Nestor Flores, Rogue Robin, Shawnee P, Some Guy Named Bob, Sodasun 0424, Cyber23, Videogamer75, and Zach Reed. If you like what we do and want us to use more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Thank you for your support.
Thank you very much. Actually, I want to tangent real quick here because we did hit a milestone with our Patreon, actually. Yes. I do want to actually bring this up. We actually hit our next Patreon goal of $500. So everyone out there, thank you very much. Unfortunately, please do not pay attention to the actual Patreon goal that is listed on the website. I have been super lazy and have not actually updated that to reflect what we probably will be actually doing. Mm-hmm. There will not be any Live with Lucky shows, mostly because the living situation I am in now does not support that. But what we it will be is Lucky and maybe Omega. Maybe I can't force him to do anything. I can just lean a little bit. We'll see about getting webcams and maybe doing some face stuff. There's actually talk on stream of Lucky maybe getting one of those VTuber avatars and actually throwing up the Rabbit of Tyranny on for streams and whatnot. Not entirely sure what that means, but we'll find out and we'll look into it. So everyone rest assured your Patreon dollars are being used in a productive manner and not just being wasted to spend on gotcha rolls.
Yeah, I'll because I made no guarantees, I won't guarantee anything, but I will look into webcam setups because I haven't had a functioning webcam for years. So
yes, I
will double check that, and I need to do some research. But I'm not promising it'll happen anytime soon. I just need to find the time and work on it. But yeah, and I think everybody wants to see Tyranny Bunny VTuber until they don't. Until they don't.
I don't know. There's some suggestions that I should be cute anime girl, and I was like, but I'm a guy, and it was like, dude, there's totally like an old man Ulali. I was all like, what is this?
I mean, there are the beauty of stream avatars and all that stream decking and skinning stuff is, yes, you can totally be whatever with, voice changing software and stuff. Sorry, hold on, let me adjust my mic from position. I'm beating up doors while we do the show, because I don't need Saber or Rider Embers. Okay, alright. Well, now that we've, Leard has a great saved quote.
It's one, as I said, in our time-honored tradition of just screen capping anything that might be hilarious without context. Laird has posted when, as you can also tell, you can also date these by how old, by the usernames. Omega no Oni has said, yeah, actually, I'm a deepfake, whereas Lucky the Golden Beast replied with, I'm actually a 13-year-old girl.
That would be way back during Setsubun. Because currently Lucky is just Lucky and has a different Tiamat avatar, and I'm currently Omega of Red Eyes. Mm-hmm. Just because, I'll do a different one later, but for now I'm that guy. Maybe when a summer starts. But okay, we have now been here for about 5 minutes. Everybody has gone home.
Fuck now.
Oh yeah, you can. We're gonna check in with everybody's favorite kohai.
Senpai, 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. So first off, let's talk about overkill. Because this is something I kind of hand-waved in my Wanted Skadi. And some people did bring up, which I didn't really deep dive in on it because, one, I'm pretty sure we've talked about it before in the history of the show. We've been here almost 3 years, much like FGO. We're coming up on 150 episodes, so.
Oh, this CE is tiny. Fuck the CE. Hang on. Sorry, I'm Lucky saving images, and this...
You need to find a big image.
Yeah.
Big image.
Big.
But I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before because we do occasionally talk about the actual math behind the game. But I didn't want to necessarily bore anyone with math I don't fully understand and meta commentary in a video, and my video's done quite well without it, so it's fine. But I think it is worth talking about in the show because it's a good one to sketch out. So basically, you guys know overkill, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Or overgauge. You see it whenever you are getting fucked over and killing a unit too hard. Because we don't switch damage automatically. So normally, overkill, when you see that, you're supposed to get a little bit extra to your other stuff because you're not dealing any extra damage. So you'll generate slightly more stars, you'll generate a little bit of extra NP gain, etc. Well, so there's a well-known exploit, or possibly an intentional feature, but I assume it's an exploit because the math doesn't line up. But if you do overkill with quick and quick cards, if you do enough overkill, the amount of gain you get back for NP, because those two cards are the cards that inherently generate NP, goes crazy, crazy high. You may have noticed this sometimes with certain servants.
I could definitely I've seen this with Jack.
Yeah, Jack is a big candidate for this because Jack has a lot of hit counts on quick cards, so you will occasionally explosively overkill and you'll get a shitload of NP. People talk about this with Cleopatra too sometimes. So yeah, it's a thing that happens, but this is pretty instrumental in how the dual Skadi system works, where basically if you have two fully skill-leveled Skadis, they can charge a servant from 0 NP to 100%, and then they can give them so much quick boosts that if they have a decently powerful NP, usually means multiple NP levels, they can do so much overkill damage with their quick NP that their NP gain skyrockets way up and they can loop. That is how Skadi loops work.
Okay.
You don't need to use Skadi that way. That is just the super ultra meta high speed low drag away to 3-turn things because you literally just need 2 max level Skadis, which is saying something, by the way, because she uses all new mats, almost entirely all new. And you need a multi NP servant of multi hit quicks. Like just NP1 usually doesn't do enough damage. So yeah, that's just a thing I wanted to bring up for people to talk about that system. That is why you see people hyping up double Skadi so much and stuff. It's an interesting little modifier. Yeah, there's a lot of video guides you can look about it who actually delve into the math. I'm bad at math, I don't know, but I know that it is a thing.
It's a thing in a place with the stuff.
Our second pro tip is slightly less technical, but hey guys, here's a fun fact. Memorial quests count as events for your support setup.
Yeah.
So the first night after anniversary, there were a lot of people bamboozled by the fact that they were seeing a lot of people had preset their Summer 2 event lists. So a lot of people were bamboozled because they saw a lot of rando servants with no CEs slotted in. That's why. So if your support setup was weird for a couple of days, that's why. And for in future, you guys should keep this in mind. Some stuff counts as event quests for purposes of support. What I did to fix this was I just took my normal support, and I also said it was event, so both my setups are the same until I actually do the announcement in the pre-release banner so I can figure out who I want to put on my summer support setup.
Lucky doesn't care, deal with my summer or not, I don't care.
Yeah. And those are pro tips. So now it's time for the segment of the show that everybody actually cares about, which is Records on the Throne, a regular achievement topic, where we talk about all the cool stuff that happened to us. I will begin by virtue of my bullet points being first, I guess. So, numero uno. I rolled Assassin on the GSSR. I was debating between that and Archer. I got MHX. I'm not mad, just disappointed. It's actually fine. MHX has a really interesting niche, and she's got a lot of buffs. And also, for some reason, despite being so rare, she's a super popular bonus unit. But I really wanted an AoE Assassin. Alas, alack. I guess maybe I should actually level up Summer Skahawk's skills sometime. Anyway, so I did what I said I would do, and I rolled a 10 pull for Skadi, and I got basically a min roll, so I was very mad, and I rolled another 10 pull and some singles, so I spent about 66, I think, quartz.
Mm-hmm.
I still have over 300, by the way. Though Skadi. Did get at least one copy. Well, actually, I think I got multiple copies of every new CE, though. So, yay, I guess. On the vast collection of tickets, though, I did score a brand new Nessa, and I now have NP for Fran. Speaking of Nessa, because of the blessed art of half AP dailies and ×3 great and super suck, I did in fact protect the smile of Izo, Nito, and Nessa. That's right, got all those out of the way. And I've max leveled a couple of other units who were lagging behind a little, like my My Summer Nobu is now level 80 in prep for the summer rerun.
Huzzah.
However, because I did not get a Skadi, you know what I immediately did with all those extra embers in the shop? So my Aresh is now level 100. Grailed her all the way to 100, maxed out her levels. That's where all my EXPs went, literally all of them. Literally all of them disappeared into the last 2 levels of Aresh, by the way. That was 98 to 100, and it was only because I think I got a greater super suck in there. However, she is not yet 10-10-10. She's only 8-10-10 because she needs so many steaks, guys. So many steaks. Holy shit. Girl, why do you need so many of these weird iron steaks?
Actually, you have an Abby, don't you?
I do.
I think her interlude gives you some free steaks. It's not a lot, but I think like
she did. I did it already, but it was only like 6, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a lot because Aresh needs like 72 per skill. I have like 40 something.
Oof.
Yeah, I had a lot, but then I went to 8-10-10, and now I have none. So that last one's going to stay that way for a little bit until I can get a shop or 2, I think. And that's me's.
It's him's. Now for Lucky, he did okay. I was able to get Skadi. Yes, I did get a Skadi. As we said in the intro. But what makes me happy about this is I was able to do this without having to burn my soul's fire, aka my wallet. Let's see here. I think I had about 500 and something quartz. Then I had because I spent 15 for the GSSR. We'll get to that in a minute. You'll notice that this is not on Records from the fucking Throne. But I think it was about, I can't remember his name, but it was about 10 rolls. So about 300 quartz, which, statistically speaking, very good. Very nice. I didn't get so much along the way of, SRs, but if I did, I don't remember because I was a little blown away by Skadi. I apologize to the rest of my servants.
That's okay. Don't you already have literally all the SRs?
No, let's see, I think I have all the, permanent SRs.
Yeah, probably.
I think I'm still missing Edison for my story locked SRs, I think.
Well, you wouldn't have got any new story locks in the banner, anyway.
As I said, I'll have to double check. Actually, maybe I'll go through a list just to check off who I don't have. But, so, again, I put in the effort. I got her to level 90. She is only 1-1-1, though, so don't expect her to show up on my support setup anytime soon. Because apparently that's not how you're supposed to use Skadi. Apparently.
Yeah, we've had this conversation back and forth with people in the past couple of months. Skadi is not necessarily newbie-friendly because she's really all about skills. If you're doing the super optimal play, you literally never use her NP. Mm-hmm. Because your servants are able to NP themselves for 3 turns in a row. So yeah, you don't need multiple Skadis, but you do need max levels, which, boy howdy, as we've established, that is expensive. It takes a lot of mats.
Yeah, again, you people who literally came out of fucking Lost Spell 2 running on getting all that Aurora Steel, y'all are mad lads, I salute you, but keep that madness away from me. I'll salute you
the absolute lunacy of farming soaps, which is the official community name for Aurora Steel, because they look like soap, I guess. They're soaps now.
Rainbow soap.
Soap!
But as I said, as we slowly get our trickle in of mats, I'll probably will get her up there eventually. Right now, the only reasons I didn't put skill levels into her is because I literally have two blue caster gems.
Yeah, I don't know where my fucking caster gems go. I don't have any either.
Didn't you put them on? Did you put some in Anastasia?
That was probably it, yes, because Stacy has a battery.
Yes. But Lucky went little ape wild not too long ago, leveling Waver and cast skills up to 10-10-10. So that's where probably all of his went. And as someone
alter egos. Melt probably ate some of mine too.
And as someone who touts the arts meta, yeah, I need my blue caster boys. But speaking of arts teams, Lucky was killing himself trying to why can't I find an AoE arts archer? I was like, oh yeah, that's because there's maybe 3 in the game. One of which will be featured in a rerun coming up soon, Archer Helena. So in preparation of Summer 2 and my Eternal Arts team comp, I protected Archer Helena's smile, which is very good. And with that, I have actually officially leveled all my Summer 2 servants, and I have the strongest support setup. Well, not the strongest, because literally all of them, I think. No, Maid Altar has 666. Castanero has 222. Everyone else is 111. It's just that Helena and Raiko have NP5. So
I've max leveled all of my 1 Summer 2 servant. That's fine. Summer hates me. We established this. This is established.
So Lucky had to take a drink. It's not alcoholic. He wishes it was, but he can't be getting actually sleepy on right now.
God, no, we're already sleepy enough just doing this. Jesus.
But we're gonna switch right on over to Not All the World's Evil, but damn close. We only have one entry on here. It is mine, and it's simply MP4 Vlad. Why? Fucking why?
This is in all caps, by the way.
This is in all caps. So, over the past, couple months, a lot of people have always talking to us about, hey, what you gonna roll on GSSR? Or how you gonna do on GSSR? What do you got for GSSR? And me and Omega have talked with the community and others back and forth about this, and, we generally settled on what we want. Lucky eventually settled on Berserker because out of the... Berserker has a fair amount of choice to it, and Lucky only has one servant he genuinely does not want. He super wanted an MHX altar. I bumped my microphone there. Excuse me. Let me actually turn. He wanted a golden. He would have been fine with another MP level of Nightingale, of Raiko. He would have been fine with a Hijikata. Cool altar, very good in what he does. Not my first pick, but if he showed up, I'd be okay too. The only person I genuinely did not want was Vlad. Now, don't get me wrong.
3 Vlads.
Now, don't get me wrong. Vlad is good at what he does. He has a 30% MP battery, he has a self-buff, defense buff, and he has a guts. He has a single target arts NP, which for my art comps is fucking great. He's good at what he does. But here's the thing. He's NP3. As we've discovered many times, once you hit MP3, you're just getting diminishing returns on servants. And Lucky usually isn't, and as I said, usually Lucky isn't about that meta. He wants just cool servants so he can gush about them and play their birthday lines at him when he's fucking sick and tired. So, getting another one, which I'm pretty sure has happened before. I'm pretty sure I've rolled on the Berserker GSSR before and gotten Vlad again. I am 100% sure of this. When? I couldn't fucking tell you. I'm sorry. My memory sucks. Someone go back to our previous GSSR rolls and confirm this for me. I was thinking about it. I don't think I've ever actually had a GSSR go amazing for me. I think I've always gotten something I've already had or something I didn't want. Yeah, I think... Didn't I roll on... I don't know. Actually, I'm not gonna think too much about it. I'll be here for a while.
Some enterprising fan can go back and categorize all our rolls and let us know the stats. I gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever been super enthused about my GSSR polls. I guess the very first one, but there were only 10 anyway, and I got Altera, which was okay, cool. And then the most recent one before this one, where I got a double, where I got Melt and Drake, that was okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Everything else has been hey, I guess that's new. That's useful. I got a waiver off, I think, the first anniversary SSR. Not that I didn't use the shit out of waiver, but,
Was not expecting. Again, like I said, I understand there's percentages, but the percentage of me getting that one out of all the other ones just kills me inside. It's I should not have this kind of reverse fucking luck.
Luckily, as Tyranno King has pointed out, from now on, GSSRs, as far as we know, at least for the next couple of years, will be only limited units, which means no Vlads.
No Vlads. Does limiteds include story locks?
It might. I don't know. I'd have to look at the pools. Let's not immediately start the 6-month run up to the next GSSR right now. Let's not do that.
I mean, give it a month, then it's gonna happen.
Yes. Then we'll play everybody's favorite bingo game, and literally every month or couple of weeks we'll post the image and people will fill out their little cards, and we'll see.
Be great.
Penguin is reporting that on the first GSSR you pulled Vlad.
The first GSSR I pulled Vlad. Okay.
Thank you, Panda Penguin.
Let's see, because I know I've pulled between a combination of Rider, Caster, and Berserker. I'm pretty sure I got an Aussie on one Rider, and on Caster, did I get another waiver? I don't know. Lucky doesn't know. I said this is thoughts for a later time. Lucky's working on a thumbnail.
Let's go ahead and move right into. Did you finish your master missions? So, It's pretty simple. You want to perform 30 FP summons, which you're going to do anyway because command codes. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to need you to defeat 5 servants, defeat 10 servants, defeat 20 enemies, not servants or bosses, defeat 40 enemies, not servants or bosses, or acquire any 3 skill gems or statues, aka do your dailies and also roll for command codes. I didn't cover my mouth that time. Oh, hey, anime checks is Bond 4 already. Cool. But yes, the master missions are incredibly easy if you just, in fact, do dailies, or if you did your memorial quests. Either way.
I have not actually finished my memorial quests.
Well, since we mentioned them, let's go ahead and move right into our skelegrams. First bit of news, FGO 2020 3rd anniversary, going from 7.6 to 7.22. Item number 1, because we all watched the stream with people. We had to shush some people. But they had Nissan out to outline the 10-part thing. And part number 1 was the memorial quests and travel CEs.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually the most gut-wrenching question we have to answer to the people. We have to let them know the real facts, Lucky. We got to let them know what CEs we picked. It was a hard-fought decision, but I went with Aresh as my number 1, and I ultimately settled on Carmilla as my number 2. I was originally going to go with Lancer Artoria, but no offense to her artist, but his proportions are a little weird sometimes, and her costume's not that spectacular. Great butt, though. And Carmilla, especially casual Carmilla, has really grown on me over the past couple of years. God, Carmilla's CE is just so good.
Yes. So Lucky hasn't actually officially picked yet. As I said, he hasn't finished all the quests. He just got done with Babylonia the other day, so he has both tickets. But I do know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Tamamo, and I'm going to pick Carmilla. Like, again, I don't know, like, again, I've told the story, like, probably half a dozen times, but Carmilla's really grown on me, and as someone who follows Fue a lot, let me tell you, Fue bombards you with Carmilla art. Bombards. It's wild.
Yeah, well, and also, honestly, every single CE is basically a work of art. 2 is painful. Also, yes, we got 2. I know a lot of people were like, wait, on stream they only said we got 1, and then it was like, 5 minutes later, it was like, no, you get 2. They're trying to preserve some of the mystery. But yeah, it's a really, like, a lot of them are very, very, very good, solid designs. Raita, of course, showing a lot of leg with China Dress Raiko.
That was the other one I was torn between. I was like,
The Martha one looks really good. Nero is pretty adorable with her weird blanket thing. Bryn is very classy. Karna is just hilarious. This is also where we got Bad Girl Rebel Abigail with the Band-Aid over her forehead. There are many, many good design. It's a harsh pick. I always knew Aresh would be one of mine, for obvious reasons. And also there's Adorable Deer in it. And then I had to think about my second one. And of course Lucky went with Fox Gang.
Yep.
So that was the first thing. So you're not done with Memorial Quest, but we can talk about it a little bit. You did most of the core ones.
Yeah, I'm up to Babylonia.
This year.
People were to keep telling me about how terrifying the ones post Babylonia are. I'm just like,
They have EOR Memorial Quests now.
Yes.
They're pretty spicy. So remember how last year we had our first bout of Memorial Quests, I think, which were they were based on the 7 singularities, and they were very iconic boss fights, including the fact that year Camelot was not Artoria, but was Gawain, with all his Gawain shit. They didn't do that this year. It was the Goddess from Gomniad fight, which is cool because we got that OST again. But honestly, most of the original runs of singularities aren't that hard. Like, and I think they wanted to do different ones this year because, like you would think maybe, like, Maeve Ku Altar would be the iconic thing for America, but this year they did, Helena Edison Karna. You know, stuff like that. I already mentioned the Camelot one. The Babylonia one is versus Avenger Kingu. Lots of little things. They're not so hard. At least I don't think they were.
No.
But, Jiminy, the EORs, because as we all know, Epic of Remnant was a little bit of a spice up as far as difficulty goes.
Like, honestly, not just that, but, like, honestly, EOR was just wild because, again, thinking that was 4 story chapters in a single year.
Yeah, that was arguably 5.
Yeah, arguably, yes.
So that's the fastest FGO has ever been with story, except maybe the first, 6 months of the game. But they had time to prep 2 of those story, well, 3, because Fuyuki with launch stuff. But yeah, it was crazy fast-paced, and it had a lot of new mechanics like break bars and stuff. So, the first one is Moriarty, and he just has 2 break bars, and he's got some annoying skills, but he's not that big of a deal. Like, I double Merlined Tomalancer turboed him. He exploded. The Agartha one is the Columbus Megalos fight. So have fun with that, guys, if you haven't done it already. That's a pretty spicy one. Again, befitting, of course, the fact that the Memorial Quests comment on the hard fights. The Shimosa one is Raiko and Shuten with Forced Musashi in the front row. That's right, they brought it back. Do
they at least the fucking announcer voice?
Oh yes, no, they do the full thing. They redo the intro. It's great. It's perfect.
Okay, that's good.
But no,
I'm willing then.
It's the hard fight. I had to pop all 3 seals on that one.
Oh Jesus.
No, it's rough. That's a hard one. That's always been a hard one, and it's a real banger. Honestly, the Salem one, because that's some Shantek birds and full power Abby, where she does the thing where after you break her you defeat her HP, she heals back to full. You know, you have to kill her a lot, that one. It's not hard, it's just, there's no easy note telling you how many guts she has, basically. So it got a little drug out, but, especially for myself, but just in general, the game has a lot of alter egos and foreigners now. Well, not a lot, but I have both foreigners, so it's not that hard for me. It's not as complex as you might have thought. The Shimosa one was a real fucker. And then, of course, there's the big finale with Saber Alter again. It's just the same one from last year, but man, that was, I think I got up to almost 75 turns.
Jeez.
Yeah, I used a Jean strat.
I've heard a lot of people using Jean strats.
Well, because last year Jean didn't have her upgrade, but now she does, so now you can team invul and debuff cleanse, which is really good, because remember the last phase of her, Saber Alter stacks you with that really annoying defense down every time she hits you.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fact that every 4 turns I'm popping debuff, cleanse, heal, and invincible, really, really good. And I got my team whittled all the way down to Tomoe and Jean. Yeah, it took me 74 turns of just hardcore stalling. But, that's what's to be expected when you give a boss like 1.6 million HP or something. It's a lot. It's a lot of HP.
Actually, I'm going to pause real quick.
Resume. Okay, we're back. Let's see, hold on. Where is those in the bullet point? Because we were talking about memorial quests. Okay, those are further down, but we'll come back to that topic we were talking about while we were paused. Because the next couple are, we're just going to blow through really quick. Half AP dailies. Boom. For all dailies. It's great. Also coinciding, ×3 chance of super great suck. It's great.
Yes. I love it. I love the suck.
Yeah. So much leveling, so much EXPs. Quite a bit of QP, all the stuff you want. Mats too, I guess, if you're desperate. I like how we just write that off. But who truly does do class dailies for mats? Like, generally I see people more farming free quests.
Yeah. I asked, because Skadi requires 12 giant rings, and I believe, Lost Belt 2 gives you 10, so I was just all like, hey man, where am I gonna go find me some rings? And people were just all like, Giant Flower Garden, go. And I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, fuck, I don't even know if the enemies that drop them will be added to the dailies right now.
Yeah.
It's really just for if you're desperate for skill gems or statues. But honestly, if you can be patient, that's almost always better to just wait for a shop, because then you can get like 20 at once. Speaking of inventories, even though that segue didn't work, we got plus 100 inventory free.
Yay!
And you got another 100 available in the Mana Prism shop. Even less excuse for you to burn things.
I'm excited to get my Valentine collection back.
Yeah, I haven't actually got rid of mine, but that is another thing we should remind everybody of. Is you're going to have to dispose of your previous Valentine's collection of CEs, because you can't get them again and thus get the new voiced scenes, because the scenes are different, if you still have their CE, so you got to get rid of it and do them all again. But luckily, next year's Valentine's should be a lot easier to manage than this year's was. It has the same system of surprise and lock on Choco, but the points ladder is much smaller. Funny how that works. This is, I think, one of the very few times Epic of Remnant's ever gotten a lot of love, but now EOR main quests are just half AP, period. Every one you've done gets you a 10 Saint Quartz Master Mission, so there was 40 Saint Quartz right there if you're caught up on Epic of Remnant. Speaking of quartz that a lot of people got, we had the login bonus increase. That's right. Every 50 days, your login bonus increases from 20 to 30 quartz, so every 50 days, you literally get a 10 pull. And the big deal was that this was retroactive, which means that for every 50 days, you got 10 Saint Quartz, which means a lot of people got a lot. I think it was up to 300.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm actually in the middle of a quest, so I cannot check how many days I haven't logged in. But yeah, it was a big backlog, and that's going forward in the future. So whenever your next 50 days is, you get a 10 pull. It's great.
Yeah, I think most people would have. I think because 1,100 days.
Yeah, was the max.
Yeah.
I think it only went up to. Yeah, I guess at best it would have gone up to 1,100 because that was the celebration we just had.
Yep.
Yeah, so 310 was the base, or is it 210? People are doing different math. Anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot of quartz. It came out at once. That's why you had so much quartz. Gosh darn, I love anniversaries. Though it's unfortunately right after Summer 3, but lucky you and Harry were having this discussion. The next million downloads event should come with master missions that reward rank up quests. So you'll get more Saint Quartz depending on how many rank up quests you've done. So there will continue to do future infusions. Well, that's because you don't have a lot of logins, Axe. Me and Lucky have been playing since launch when God would allow us, so we got a lot.
Yeah, actually, I was looking at this. I'm like, I thought I had broken my streak a lot more. Like, no, I'm only behind. I think I'm 9 days to my next login bonus. So I think I'm down less than 20 days or something.
Yeah, I would be too. Just because occasionally I've been unable to log in well. Okay. So next up, speaking of rank up quests. This is quest 9. It's a pretty big one, so this is double stacked, and all of them are only 3 pips, which is great. So let's cover with the stuff that's already out. So Artoria got her skill buff. Her instinct now gives more stars and gives her 20 to 30% battery. Yay.
Yay.
Medusa got an NP buff. She now decreases enemy crit rate and further increases team crit rate and also more damage. I know some people are like, I don't really see the purpose of this. I'm like, guys, Medusa's a quick rider, in case you forgot. That's kind of her thing. So she gives your whole team 50% star drop now or something and does more damage. It actually makes sense. A lot of vanilla start NPs got buffed. Speaking of which, this was Stheno's big NP buff. Now Stheno does things. She now has a defense down that increases with her NP levels, and she debuff removes the target, regardless of their gender. So yeah, it's a pretty significant stack up to actually be useful, because let's be real, buff removal is never bad.
No, it's not.
And with the fact that she has her third skill being a pretty strong support for Divine, which includes both of her sisters, you can actually do some weird Charmlock meme strats with Snicks.
Snick!
Paracelsus got his skill buff. Not only does his Philosopher's Stone give a big guts, but also it has a targetable NP gain increase from 30 to 50% to keep those arts teams rolling.
Nice.
And then another big one in the quick teams, Kat got her skill buff, her first one.
Mm-hmm.
Morph became Morph Lunch, which now increases her max HP, and also gives her debuff immunity for 1 turn. This is just like using debuff immunity on Passion Lip. You basically do this so she does not stun herself with her NP.
Yes.
While also giving her more HP to heal. Kojiro also got an NP buff. He now increases his own quick performance for 3 turns when he does his NP. Just, give him some more spice. And also, I believe Ku and Casku has come out. Let me double check exactly what those are. But it's Ku got his NP strengthened, of all things, so now he does Sure Hit on Gaybulg, which you're like, of course, duh. But yeah. No, it's a big deal. Also, it increased the damage and increased the instant death chance. And now Wickerman got buffed. It increased the damage, which was a big deal because Buster NPs really need that interlude / rank up damage.
Yeah.
It's only plus 100%, but it's really important if you're NP1. And actually, I think my Cascu's NP4 or something. I rolled a lot on Story in the early days. They were very generous with him. But also, it now gives himself Buster NP up for 3 turns, which, considering he's a caster with 3 arts card, means that he might actually spam his NP a little. So, yay. And these are the upcoming ones, but we know what they are because Future Vision. Nightingale will get her first skill increase. Her Nurse of Steel will go to A+. It gives the target 3 times of debuff immunity for 3 turns and gives them 1 time of instant death immunity for 3 turns. Basically, it gives her more healing utility. Now it's not just a targetable heal, but also it means they are less likely to get debuffed and they are immune to instant death, which is a pretty rare effect. And Blackbeard's going to get an NP upgrade. It will give him more damage, he'll generate more stars, and he will increase the chance that he reduces enemy charge. Because I forgot that was a thing Blackbeard did.
Blackbeard's great.
No, he's a pretty good unit though for a bronze.
Yeah.
He should come back more as a, yeah, it's still pretty low, but it goes up by 10%, so he's got a little bit of stall potential.
Yeah.
Also, it gives you 10 critical stars, not that awful.
Yep.
We also got upcoming Emiya Altars NP upgrade, which increases his damage and also increases his charge down chance. Blah.
Yes.
So he can stall more because he's actually an art stall unit. And also, Cursed Arm will get his skill upgraded, which will generate more stars and now add a buff to generate stars at the end of turn as well. So, more stars. And then to cap this all out, the big one, this is going to be Dante's NP upgrade, gives him extra damage and also gives the enemy a debuff, which increases the amount of curse damage they take for 5 turns. Welcome to curse memes. And then also, sadly, no animation update, but everybody's favorite doggo, Ushiwakamaru, does get a skill buff. Her Tengu strategy will be buffed to now increase her quick performance for 3 turns.
And
it's not a lot, but it's an NP steroid, which she desperately needs. So yeah, now you can stack
the developers
her,
definitely knew what they were doing with releasing Skadi. Just look at these interludes.
Yeah, no, this is very much a like, okay, shit, we're gonna release a unit that supports quick. We need to make all these quick units actually do stuff, and also we're like, oh yeah, a lot of vanilla. I think it's also just they've realized where their comfort levels for a lot of percentages and stuff are. You know, like. Logically, of course, Ku should do Sure Hit, but Sure Hit was super rare, and they're like, okay, we'll just fix that. We'll just stick that in there. That's perfect. And, like, I don't think... What did Wickerman even do? It must have had an overcharge effect, because everything has an overcharge effect. Oh, it does burn. It does 300 points of burn for 10 turns. Yeah, that's awful. Okay. Well, it also did defense down. Okay. But yeah, so they've realized a lot of units don't hit very hard and need more steroids, so... A lot of units have self-steroids. And then, like I said, Stheno's just a big, like, oh shit, Stheno literally does nothing if they're not male. I mean, she did a flat 20% def reduction. Now her defense reduction stacks with her NP level up to 30%, which, hey, that's me. I'm that guy. And also, the buff removal is just great. So, again, she does stuff. It actually makes sense. Because let's be real, even at 150% chance of instant death on only a male enemy is not really that good. But again, that's when Ku got the same thing where his instant death chance got higher. Like, I think they just realized that, oh yeah, a lot of these percentages are just low. So they can do a lot more damage to a lot more things. And now, the other big one, we now have command codes. So, your command code primer, because I don't think it's been like 2 years since we covered this. How do you command code? Well, it's pretty simple, in that it's not simple at all. You're gonna need to buy, though you did get 1 free, I think? Sorry, Lucky is shitposting loudly. I think you got 1 free from the Memorial Quest, which hopefully you did, because that's how you get Lucky Beast, aka Lucky Signature Command Code. We didn't plan that, by the way, that's just what it's called.
Yes.
But yeah, you get 1 each for free, but you can buy more in the MP shop. You can also buy the removers in the MP shop and the Rare Prism shop. They are pretty cheap, but I gotta say, I have like 100 mana prisms right now, because I bought all 5 copies of Be Graceful, which we will talk about later. You need a lot of MP for all the new stuff. But the way this works is when you have an opener, a card key basically, they're little keys, they're colored to each type of card. You can apply it. You unlock the card. That means you can stick a command code on it. You can stick whatever code you like. It's not yet, but I believe in our next big system update, they'll make it so that you can just overwrite weaker command codes without having to unlock them. Use the command code remover. If you do, that'll destroy it, but you don't have to use a remover, which is in the Rare Prism shop normally. That said, this is another thing I've been talking about. People complain about Rare Prisms. They're not actually that bad. Once we hit this December and we hit the Santa Altera rerun, you're going to start getting 2 or 3 mana prisms every rerun, or rare prisms every rerun. Actually, probably more, because don't you get 1 for each spare copy, so you can easily get 5+. So, interesting stuff.
Lucky's just gonna have to start buying the fucking 4-star foes. Because my rare prism list is only going up. I mean, count's only going up.
Yeah, and you're gonna actually start getting them for free.
Yeah, I'm like,
And then basically what you do is you apply the command code to that card you have unlocked with the key. You can remove it with the remover, And then whenever you use that specific command card, you get that command code effect.
Yeah.
The vanilla ones aren't super great, but they are in the FP. You can remove a ailment that is damage over time, poison, curse, burn. You can increase the star weight on that one card by 25%. That's a pretty big one, I think. You can increase your star gen on that card by 20%, another big one. You can increase your critical strength of that card by 3%. You can get 100 HP heal on everyone. And then there's 4 ones which give you special trait damage 5% versus humans, beasts, ghosts, and divine. That divine one is probably going to be the most popular. And then the Lucky Beast one, which is the special promo, is the card recovers 200 HP. Now, the thing about command codes is that the early ones are kind of limited, though some of them can be a little fun. Like I said, some of those critical ones I mentioned, I expect people will start using, and the heals or the debuff curing ones are pretty fun. But as we go on and we start getting event exclusive ones, they're pretty rare. And actually, this was clarified to me. You only ever get 1 copy. If you do the quest again on a rerun, you get a rare prism.
Oof.
So that's a little spicy. But they start getting a lot better. Like, there's usually 5-star ones which are like 40 to 50% trait damage.
Oh.
And these are on major traits like Divine, like Earth and Sky, like Dragon. Okay? So, you can make some units very spicy with command codes. There's better heals, there's defense up and stuff. It's very interesting. So, maybe be careful about going whole hog on them right now, because there's only the FP ones and the foe one, but they will get very spicy, and like I said, they're meant to increase servants you use already a lot, right? They are investment in servants you use well. They are not just for everyone. Don't start obsessing over giving every single servant a full set of command codes. That will be expensive and take a lot of time. It's just
put
free.
A little bit, and put a little bit of thought into it.
Yes. Like I said, we will be able to just overwrite the friend point gotcha ones.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, we could use some more friend point gotcha ones, honestly.
Yeah.
I know the friend point gotcha is getting a little crowded with with Saber Lily and eventually 4 and 5-star XPs and command codes in there, but I feel like command codes are a really good system. They just haven't necessarily invested more in. Like they do new ones every event, but I don't think we've gotten really, really crazy with it. Also, I've actually pulled it up. My total logins are 1,099. So I'll get my login bonus tonight.
Mine is 1,092.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, he just keeps forgetting to log in.
So that's command codes. Hopefully you guys use them well. And
I forgot that's my message was. Lucky's friend message is Phil Cast Degenerate.
Correct.
I'm repping that life.
I think mine just says "Let's talk FGO!" exclamation point.
Yep. I'm
advertising always. But yeah, so there was some joke when in doubt cure on the stream. I think I've said this off mic a little bit ago, but just to recap, I am totally planning on putting all the HP recovery ones on John. I'm just gonna give her all the healing, and she will be indestructible.
Honestly, I think I might put John's good, but I think I might put mine on Tamamo.
That's another good one. Just keeps Tamamo healthy, wealthy, and wise. I don't.
Well, Tamamo's she might not look it, but I'm almost at her fucking cap for HP. She's gonna have 1,700 HP.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say I am pretty sure Tamamo is an HP type, not an attacker. So yeah, no, I expect she probably has pretty big.
So, and she has her NP. She has a fucking heal plus arts battery and her fucking NP heals. So I'm actually no, putting a healing on Tamamo is not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what
the next set we get will include one that it's a MASH themed one which gives you damage cut by 300 for one time, one turn. That's pretty good.
I might just put that on MASH.
Yeah, there's gonna be some divine ones you can remove. There's a 3-star one that removes anyone debuff. There's the dragon slaying ones. There are some really good ones though. They're limited, but there's a 3-star one which gives you sure hit on that command card. That's great. Ooh, boy, there's a 4-star one coming up, where's that for? That's gotta be Christmas, I guess? That increases your damage of the card by 1,000. That's pretty spicy. There's ones for Curse, there's ones for Stun Immunity. Well, actually, 2 of these are Tamamo themed. Interesting.
Excellent.
Excellent. Good Wife Wise Fox gives you healing up for 1 time 2 turns by 50%. So whenever you heal, you get healed for 50% more for 2 turns.
Ooh.
And then the Hachiyo no Kagami 4-star one gives you stun immunity 1 time 2 turns when using the engraved card. That's probably better on Cat, even with her skill. Oh my god, there's going to be a pigeon report one. That's great. It's adorable.
Actually, my big question is how many, like, we got a lot of event ones, but do we ever get more added to, like, the friend points gotcha?
No, that's what I was saying. I hope they do it this year. I feel like, because they did FP Servants last year, I hope they reinvest in this, because there are a lot of really good command codes. We could use some more that aren't just event locked. Because while the event ones are fun, like, I'm assuming this is Valentine's, but there's a Near Bride themed one which recovers the whole party's HP by 200. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 4-star one that is MHX Alter themed, which just gives you 25% damage versus sabers. That's pretty funny. There are a lot of really fun ones, but they are not. There's like one that's Pierce Invul, for instance. They're very limited. Like I said, there's no 3 stars in the FP Gacha, and all of them are only 1 of. So they're cool, but it's hard to be consistent with them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you say that to him? Also, yes, you can extra pro tip, you can always hide messages.
I'm locked. Why is mine hidden?
That's what I said.
Is degenerate a cursed word?
No, that's him. That's literally devilish. Hit him. You have to hit show message to unhide him. If you're censored, you're just asterisks.
Devilish.
Is devilish just realizing he's accidentally hidden you this entire time? But yes, also you can lock friends. That's cool. I think I said this last week because we talked about the update. Lucky is literally my only locked friend. Where was I in my bullet points? That was command codes. So the GSSR, we already talked about what we did. It was broken out by class. It was a pretty good deal. They did, in fact, do the 15 only paid quartz, and you only needed the 15, which is pretty economical. Like, honestly, like I said, MHX wasn't who I was aiming for, but I don't feel super bad since it was only like the equivalent of $15, basically. I think it was a little bit more with like
over 1 million friend points. I'll do some command code rolling right the fuck now.
Go for it. I had to roll a while before I got 1, and I've only gotten 1. I haven't sat down.
Oh no, I've gotten like 9, but I think I've spent like 300k friend points.
That's a lot. I think I've only spent like 100k, but I still rolled for a while before I got my first. I'll probably do it more maybe when I run out of AP. Who knows? Okay, that was the GSSR. There was a Start Dash campaign renewal. We don't care about that because we're already playing, and our audience probably doesn't care, but if you started recently, you can get more rewards.
If you started recently and you're here, welcome.
Yes, welcome. Please watch us every week. We will guide you.
With sass.
And then there was new workshop items. So the big one was we got a new CE, Be Graceful, in the B series, as we like to call it. So this begins our new trend with Mana Prism Shop CEs. Normally this increases your Mystic Code EXP by 1% when it's equipped to you. But when it's used by a support, i.e. you see it on your friends list and you pull that servant that has it equipped, it triples it. And max limit break, it's 5%, which means that if you pull a friend with this CE, you're getting 15 extra Mystic Code EXP, which is important because Mystic Codes require a fuck ton of XP.
Yes, they do.
Oh my god, like I used Arctic all through Lost Belt 1 and 2, and I think I've only got it at level 3. Like, it's a doozy.
Man, I keep getting brute codes.
Also, it features our new director, Being Graceful.
Does it have Tremau on it too? Or however you pronounce her name?
No, it's Tool 4.
Tool, that's
or
right.
Toule.
Tremau is... I'm sorry, I was looking at case file stuff the other day.
Yeah, apparently Tremau is the star of Rena's new interlude, which makes sense because it buffs that skill.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was the big one, but also we got extra tickets, XPs, foes. And I completely went broke buying all this shit in Mana Prism terms, so there you go.
I have not bought a copy of Be Graceful, but I'm not too rushed about it. Right about now.
Yeah, no, I've noticed a couple of them have, but a lot of people on my friends list haven't cycled in Be Graceful. I'd appreciate if you did, guys. That's what it's there for. It needs to go in your friends list if you got it. And I think I've switched myself. But it's not a huge deal. You will see this series will continue to grow. There will be other ones that do that kind of effect. So it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Also, possibly consider putting talk amongst your friends and consider putting your traveling outfit craft essences on your support setup. for a little bit, just so your friends can get them.
Log them in your archive.
And then we got our big surprise update, Ascension subs.
Oh, sweet.
Completely
I got
out of
my
nowhere.
first code here. Lovely.
And so now if you do an Ascension, you will have subtitles so you can see what they say, which is good because some of them are long and you can't skip them.
No, like I'm not gonna say like this is a pleasant surprise. It wasn't something I was expecting, but it's not something I was screaming for either.
No, some people were. Some people are very sassy about the subtitles or lack thereof in FGO. I'm mostly okay because, like the way I phrased it with like Ascensions and stuff, there were no subs in JP anyway. So if you wanted to double check the dialogue or if you had your volume down, somebody in JP would have had to go to their menu anyway. But this is helpful because it does suit the English speaking audience.
Yeah.
And it's good, and it was a surprise. And I know a lot of people are like, but all those other foreign ones got it. They're not run by Delightworks, which means that Delightworks had to build those sub features on their own and implement them on their own time. But yeah, it's a good one. Yes, some of them are very, very long, but it's a good little feature. And of course, there's the Skadi banner. It features Skadi. There's going to be rate ups based on the various servants. Including there's going to be some reruns of Homes, but depending on when that day is... When is Homes?
I got a second cure, yay.
It's not until way at the end. It's not until after all the rotations are through that we get Homes in. So I probably won't. R.I.P. Homes. But there are some new CEs. There's Team Phoenix, which is super cool. By the way, you can get that in the FP Gacha currently. There's Greatest Journey.
Bless. It's code Bless.
Bless is the Heal 100.
Oh, wait, then what's Cure?
Cure is the removes poison burn curse.
Oh, okay,
And then also A Tale of Love and Hope, which features a tiny Da Vinci on it.
Yes.
And as reported, I did get at least one of each of these, and actually, I think I got multiples of each. I max limit broke the 4-star. I don't think I MLB anything else, but whatever.
I think I MLB'd them all. I think.
Yeah. You rolled a little bit more than I did, though.
Yeah, I did.
So that's everything in the NA news. That only took us an hour.
Hey.
Wait, hold on. I gotta double check.
Oh.
Sorry, I clicked down to art dump, and I was about to click away, and then I was like, wait, hold on. Roll that back to me. Run that back. But yeah, so that's all the NA stuff, and we're just waiting for them to announce the Summer 2 rerun, which will be next. Because Lucky was actually looking this up before we started rolling the show. We are in a little bit of, as is usual for us in this time period, we're in a little bit of an event clusterfuck because we have to move so much stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little spicy. But yes, we should get Summer 2 reruns next, and then roll right into Summer 3. Maybe they'll do a gap week in there somewhere. I don't know the exact schedule. But judging from past experience, no, there will not be a gap week, and you should not count on one. Until they announce there's a gap week, trust nobody, expect nothing.
Excuse me, I'm saving this fucking Aresh GIF right
It's a great
now.
GIF.
And someone made it a fucking emote? How dare? How dare? I'm keeping that.
He's stealing it.
Stealing it.
Robbery. Oh, what are actually, hold on. Do we do anything fun with emotes lately? To completely get sidetracked, we got Wisdom, we got several Smugs, we got all our various melts. Have not seen people use a lot of Thomas Sleep lately, but it's good. Nobody has been using that nursery rhyme emote you added.
Oh no, so it get used occasionally, but not a lot, no.
Interesting. Well, I think it's because the problem is that it's called Too Lewd. Nothing is too lewd for our server. We have we have several emotes about that.
We do.
But okay. And we still have the Horseshoe St. Quartz one, which I found the other day that we still had that. We'll leave it in for a little bit since I brought it up. It'll probably eventually get cycled out, but we'll leave it in for a little bit because it's funny.
It is funny.
But yeah, so let's talk about JP, because JP did a thing.
It's a wild thing, yo.
A very interesting thing, yeah. So first up, it is Hunting Quest 8, going from 7.8 to 7.15. And I really hope they're not trying to run out the clock until Anniversary in Summer 5. And I don't think they are, because they'll still have half the month left, and usually Hunting Quests precede new content. Mm-hmm. But there's definitely a lot of stalling with interludes and Hunting Quests like back to back. There's a lot of stalling going on right now. That said, Hunting Quests are never bad. So far, we've seen a Hunting Quest that's Riders and Fangs, Archers and Gunpowder, Casters including Serpent Gems and Silver Crowns, a new mat. I think that's from Lost Belt 5.1, but might be from 2. With seashells scattered throughout, and also obviously these, because I noted the class because you can also get class EXPs and class skill gems from these, yes, which is great. But also, they're doing a banner, the AoE banner, from 7.8 to 7.22. And, kids, I gotta say, this is the weirdest gosh darn banner I think I ever have seen from them. Which is saying something.
Personally, I think it's weird, but I don't think it's necessarily unwanted.
No, it's not necessarily bad. It's a little baity, especially because we are still only a month away from their anniversary. But it's weird. So, let me lay this out to you in the audience. There's no specific rate up. No servant is on rate up. And I've done this for a couple of banners in the past, but this is just important to remember. There's no rotation, there's no rate up. The banner only contains AoE servants who are permanent or swimsuits. So, AoE summers are the only limited units that appear in here, and everybody else is AoE. You trying to roll Saber Lancelot? Won't happen. But you want to roll Lancer Raiko? Could happen. Want to roll either Lancer or Artorias? Not going to happen. They're both story locked. But if you're trying to roll an AoE, could happen. Also, only the certain CEs will appear, and these are all the CEs from Summers 1, 2, and 3, I believe. Basically, all the ones that didn't just get a rerun in JP. So yeah, it's really interesting. Like, if you're a newer player, or you're trying to complete your collection of Summer CEs, this is actually probably a decent chance. Because it includes all the ones that are on Summer 3's mail banner. So yeah, there's a lot of really interesting stuff here, but the whole no rate up part is a little spooky. Because this isn't divided by, like, class or nothing. It's just AoEs. So I'm looking at the list. So with this, you can roll, for Sabers, you can roll Fergus, Lakshmi Bai, Suzuka, Siegfried, Mordred, Artoria, and Altera. For Archers, you can roll Tuara Tota, Kidgil, which, gosh, by the way, that just struck me that there aren't that many. Luckily, there's so many higher rarity AoE Archers, but there's not a lot of low rarity ones. Summer Helena, as mentioned. Emiya, Atalante, Napoleon, Summer Jean, and Arjuna. There's a lot of AoE Lancers. You can roll Romulus, Hector, Valkyries, Theon, or Finn, Parvati, Nezha, Liz, Bradamante, and Karna. For Riders, you can roll Medusa and Alexander, and Summer Mordred, Martha, Mary, Astolfo, Drake, Odysseus, Europa, Achilles. That's a pretty good spread in Riders, honestly. Now, hey, guess what? There's a shitload of low-rarity AoE casters, because you can roll Mephistopheles, Babbage, Geronimo, Paracalcis, and a Vikebron, which is very, very scary. It's a very scary setup. You can also get Summer Mary, Nudicrous, Nursery Rhyme, Gil, regular Helena, Summer Nero, Scheherazade, and Anastasia. There's literally only 3 assassins. They are Fumokataro, Summer Nido, and Summer Ushi. That's saying a lot, guys. There are literally no permanent 4-star AoE assassins, and no permanent 5-star AoE assassins. Delightworks, please, help me. Help me out here. For Berserkers, there is Darius, Kiyohime, Zerxalot, Fran, Tamakat, and Zheng Yu. And you can actually roll Moon Cancers in this, because there's 2 AoEs who are Summer and Permanent, so you can roll Jinako and Summer Vivi. So that's quite a spread, but there's a lot of 3-star pack filler in there.
Wait. You said extra, but we don't get no Hokusai?
Hokusai's not Summer.
Oh, that's right.
It's only permanents.
Only permanents in Summer, that's right.
Yeah. So, technically Moon Cancer is the only extra class because they are the only one with a AoE Summer and a permanent AoE.
Yeah.
I think Dantes is the only AoE Avenger? Or, no, Gorgon is too. She's story locked. So yeah, it's really weird. However, this is a very interesting mechanic, the AoE split. I'm very curious to see if at a later date they do Summers plus permanents that are single target. That would be very interesting to see. So yeah, I don't know if people are rolling a lot on this banner. I'd love to hear their stories. But there's no real rate up stuff, so it's very weird.
Well, as I said, it's ways for people to spend their money on something that they might not be able to get otherwise.
Yeah, and these are the kind of banners you can expect for a game that's been running for nearly 5 years. It's like, oh shit, have people been able to physically roll for some of these servants or some of these CEs? Because let's be real, Summer CEs are culture. This might allow you to roll Pirates Party, or Twilight Memory, or White Cruisin', or Storms and Waves, or Shining Goddess, or Sugar Vacation, or All Night Fever, just to name some of my favorites. That's honestly, I think that's the most spicy thing. Literally the only CEs you can roll are Summer ones. That's really good, actually, honestly, if you're trying to complete a collection.
Honestly, honestly, when this comes around in a couple years, I don't know, I might, if not for CEs.
I'll definitely throw some tickets at it and see what happens, just because it's fun. I don't know if I'll go... We'll have to see what the event spread is, right? Because while they're in the doldrums where they are, this is literally happening at the same time we would be doing stuff. So we have to find out what anniversary is like for JP first.
Honestly, I think that'd be wild if, like, in the next one they don't do summer CEs, but they do Halloween. Because let me tell you right now, I definitely would like to max limit break Little Halloween Devil at some point.
Honestly, that would be a good one because we had Halloween for so many years and now we're not doing it anymore, supposedly.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see this theme with other event types. Like, I'd love to see, like, AoEs and Guda Guda only. Mm-hmm. So, like, do all AoE servants and then add, like, Oki to Altar, Malnobu and stuff. Probably not this year right away because they just had some of that, but you know what I mean. Or do Halloweens. You know, hey, get an excuse for Cleopatra to come back, stuff like that. You know, and do all the old CEs. It's a really interesting format. I think we're going to see more of this. But for the first one, like I said, it's a little weird.
Well, first time for everything.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it works out. I think I'm going to take this Squidward Future gift. Just because that's very handy for what we're talking about. Also, a lot of people have been wondering if this is how they're going to break up the GSSR this year. Which could be interesting. If it's limited only and single target versus AoE.
Oh, that's wild.
That would be crazy. But we'll see. We're still about a month out from that. Alright, so we've talked for about an hour. And it's time for mailbag.
Mailbag! Yeah! Alright, everybody. It is time for Lucky to fucking talk a lot. So, because we're in a bit of a slow show, I say as we've been talking an hour, we really don't have a back half. We got a little bit of things that we can talk about, but mostly not a lot. We're going to have some thoughts, we're going to have some feelings, but mostly we're going to have mailbag. So we're temporarily alleviating the 1 hour limit until Omega's like, all right, we got to shut up now.
Hey, we don't have to shut up for a long time, dude. We can go up to 500 megabytes on Patreon.
This is very true, very true. So, let's see, let me look here. We have 37 comments. Unfortunately, half of those are probably going to be thrown out.
Yeah, we should mention that because we may have pre-answered some of your questions, we may skip a few because they're just asking us about our GSSR polls or stuff, which I know there were several of.
Mm-hmm. So, Lucky stop rolling the friend points gotcha. By the way, I still have 1.1 million, but I'm up to 24 out of 100 command codes. Yay. Toss a phone. Anyway, so we're going to get started. Starting with number 1 here, known as Whale in Denial. Question. So LTFGO has become my go-to podcast for when the YouTube version goes up on Saturday. I also do enjoy the occasional episode of What's Up when time permits. But say tomorrow FGO and Nasuverse were conceptually wiped from the universe. Would you guys shift the flagship podcast to a different game or franchise? And if so, what would it be?
Well, I gotta say, I don't know if I like this premise because that's doing the whole what if it was wiped from the universe is weird. Would we even have a YouTube channel then? I don't know. Much more likely is what if Nasu crashes in an imaginary city into the FGO servers and takes it all down. That's much more likely. To which we could pivot to some other gacha stuff we do, but I don't think we're as in on any of those. And in fact, we sometimes chafe with our own community about other gacha games. So we could try and cash in, but I don't know. We'd probably just keep streaming and doing What's Up and other stuff. I don't know. Your thoughts, Lucky?
Yeah. Well, as I said, like, honestly, like, FGO is the one that we've doubled down on, and I can't really necessarily see myself doubling down on things. Like, honestly, I feel like what we probably do is we probably just go, let's talk gacha, and just make it a hybrid show of different gacha games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the big thing about, like, Let's Talk FGO is, like, there's a lot of lore and background stuff that we expound upon. Stuff that isn't quite so much, and like, with Girls Frontline, we have, like, we have guns we can talk about, and with, like, Azure Lane, we have ships we can talk about. But, like, again, like, I don't play the same games that Omega does. Omega doesn't play the same games I do, and finding the proper amount of overlap is kind of weird. So, who knows?
Like on the other hand, I'd have a lot more free time to play some games.
Yep. Anyway, Whale in Denial, thank you for your question. Your answer is a most definite maybe.
I shrugged. You can't see me yet because I don't have a webcam.
So, next one.
If we got a webcam, I'd probably have to be careful during this segment because there's a lot of it where I would look very uninterested as I just quietly listen to Lucky and tap my phone.
I don't know. Totally Lucky would actually, like, if we had webcams and you were talking, you would see a lot of him zone out, walk off screen, come back with a book, like shoot Nerf guns at something. It'd be wild. Anyway, this next one comes from Man Who Laughs As While It Burns. How tyrannical. Question. Hey guys, always having fun watching. Question is, what reference you saw but others didn't that you enjoyed, like FSN or Hollow having many K and Tsukihime reference, or not enjoy, like some stuff in Heaven's Field later down the line? Thanks again. What?
Waiter, check please.
So, like, I'm like Lucky. I'm like,
okay.
Man Who Laughs As Ball at Words. I'm not trying to poke fun at you. I'm seriously not. But did you reread this?
This is edited, by the way. I think you need to give it another editing pass. It says so at the top, yes.
Oh god, they did. Alright, okay, let me try it. The question is, what reference you saw, but okay, so I'm guessing the question is, what reference that I saw but others didn't like from such and also works such as FSN or Hollow? Oh, okay.
We need some commas in this, mostly. It says, question is, what reference you saw but others didn't, comma, that you enjoyed, comma, like FSN or Hollow, as in Hollow Ataraxia, I assume, having many K and Tsukihime references, comma, or not enjoy, like some stuff in Heaven's Field later down the line, comma, thanks again. Commas are important, guys.
Yeah, even with commas, I still feel that's a little weird, but
it's a little bit of a run-on sentence.
So, I'm guessing they're asking if there's any references from K and Tsukihime that was put into Fate works that others did not like that we personally enjoy. I'm assuming.
Something like that.
And I don't know, like, again, Lucky is one of those people that's like, you don't like it? Fine, more for fucking me. So, and I really don't put that much, like I said, I try not to put too much effort into thinking about what other people dislike.
No, and also, honestly, like, while there are a few tidbits here and there, neither of us actually are big Tsukihime guys, so I don't really catch a lot of those references. Like, if everybody wasn't shouting that a certain FGO character is also a big character in Melty Blood,
Yeah. I mean, again, that's cool, but like
luckily, there are diehard Fate fans who, every time a character who is a reference comes up, they won't shut the fuck up about it. Like with Kyokoyo being like, oh my god, she's the conceptual origin of that character from Tsukihime. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
So no, I don't think there's really, I think I agree with Lucky. I don't think there's really been any references that I have caught that others didn't catch or didn't enjoy, really. We're the kind of guys who these references go over the head of.
Yeah. Lucky is like, that's a cool thing. Then someone will be all like, did you know that this is a reference to that? And I'm like, no, but it's cool regardless. Yeah. Then I do finger guns and I jump out the window. So, Man Who Laughs As While It Burns, thank you for your comments. We will move on to Elemental Zero Absolute Hero. Nice. Their question is, have you guys ever felt like a gacha game likes to play jokes on you? I got Skadi with the free course, and when I rolled the GSSR or Assassin, it gave me MHX. You don't have to read this part. I'm totally gonna read this part. I spent $200 on Cigarette and got Kirky, Nito, Bayo for MP4, and Zircalox for MP2.
Listen, sometimes you don't think it'd be like that, but it do.
Yeah. You're talking to a man who spends way too much money on this damn game, and has no one to blame but himself. And do I think the game's playing a joke on me? No. I think Lucky just has zero self-control and needs to slap himself more often anytime he thinks about spending money.
I mean, I sometimes feel as if the gacha is in fact an entity with sentience, which is mocking me, but that's usually only when I get a min roll where, like, my first 2 cards are Mapo Tofu. Then I'm like, are you sassing me right now, gacha? I feel like you're sassing me. We've talked about this before. There are some banners which are just cursed. They should not be that way, but are. Lothram just referenced Lucky's Summer Mama disaster. I have my own incident of summers where I somehow still managed to roll 3 Tama Lancers and like 300 quartz and no 4 stars, period, let alone the 4-star I wanted. Like, sometimes it's spicy, but it's all just random numbers. Probability is weird, guys.
It's weird. Alright, so honestly, I don't like this next question, but I'm gonna read it. So, Elemental Zero, Absolute Hero, thank you for your comment. The next one comes from Isekai FBI. Dear Omega and Lucky, I have a normal question for you to do. XD. If there is a Holy Grail War where the servants are from different animes, what would your lineup be? How do you think it would play out? Who would win? For example, Naruto Raido, Ainzul Gon from Overlord as Caster, Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, Berserker, etc., etc. How many times do I have to tell you, people? Don't expect us to come up with an entire setting on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is. Do you have like 7 favorite animes whose characters blend over? The answer is no. I don't actually. It's a weird premise, and I don't have an answer.
I don't have a quick answer. Lucky doesn't really feel like spending like 20 minutes trying to answer this.
And Omega's way too filthy casual with anime to actually figure this out. Like, honestly, really going with like Naruto as a writer. I mean, I know he summons frogs, but like also literally a ninja. Seriously?
I can give you one. I can give you one. Bleh. I can give you one off the top of my head. Okay.
Lucky could give you one fuck.
Yes, I will give you one fuck. And that fuck is my immediate knee-jerk reaction is if I was to have it, I would have Ryuko Motoi from Kill la Kill be my saber.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Other than that,
if we narrowed it down to just trigger characters, no, let's not go down this rabbit hole. But that would be a lot easier.
That totally means that Simon has to be my writer. Clearly. That means...
Ako Kagiri is a caster.
Yep.
No, wait, clearly she's an archer. Because it can be a bow.
Yes. Like, honestly, if you were to, like, give me, like, an animation studio and then ask this question.
Yeah, give me a genre or an oeuvre to work from, but, like, again, just the pick your 7 favorite animes, I'm like, I don't know.
So, Isekai FBI, thank you for your question. Please reword it and submit it again next week. Excuse me. This one comes from the one who wields the 3 cards. Hi, Lucky Omega. Hope you're well. You doing okay? How do you feel about the challenge quest for the Epic of Remnant Singularity? Lucky dreads them. I haven't tried them yet. I'm just like,
EOR is very spicy difficulty-wise, yes. They were a little spicy, but they weren't the hardest. I mean, they made me use command seals, which none of the others did. But, yeah, I know. The memorial quests correctly memorialize those stories.
Ooh, Berserker Viral. That's good.
That's a good one. His NP theme has to play Nikopol.
But, yeah, as I said, I haven't tried them. I'll probably try them today or tomorrow. And we'll see. I don't know if they'll come up again next week, but we'll see. So, thank you, one who wields the 3 cards. Next one comes from the guy who should be sleeping, but is Skadi Lupin. That's probably a lot of people. Hey, Lucky Nameka, if you guys were cryptors, what kind of lost belt would you have, and who would be its king? So, again, this is one of those questions I'm like, too quick. But I will say, I do not dislike this question.
No, it's a good question. I immediately got into the Rodon Thinker pose and was just like, But, unfortunately, even with audio editing, waiting for us to come up with a competent answer would probably take too long.
So, again, I'm gonna do this. I'll start thinking about it now. Guy who should be sleeping but is Skadi Lupin, post this question again next week, and hopefully we'll have a better answer for you then. Yeah. So, guy who should be sleeping but is Skadi Lupin, thank you. Next comes in John again, Fox Girls at the Fox Girl Emporium. I am fucking jelly. So, question, if we ever get a Phatic Skeleton 2, hey guys, we remember developer, what new servants would you want to see added to the roster?
This is a good question, because Warriors-type games are a lot of fun.
Yep. So, I want to see more, honestly, Knights, Paladins of Charlemagne. So I definitely want to see Bradamante put in, and Roland.
That'd be good. Roland needs to actually appear on screen again.
Yes.
I'm going to be completely selfish, because, at least with Extella Link, it seems like we're getting some influence from the Apocrypha writer, and I'm going to say Mordred.
I can see that.
Also, Nightingale, please. Because she's actually from Extra, and is referenced in Extella by Altera. So,
yes.
I mean, when I say she's from Extra, it's that there's a lot of notes about her, and she was planned for it. So they keep referencing her, but she didn't actually show up until FGO. But, yeah, no. And also, I think she'd have a great kit for that type of game. You know, beds, guns, whatever. You know, you can borrow some of her archer animations and have her shoot medicine at people. A lot of fun.
Let's see now. As a selfish pick, who would I like to see? Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Jack.
Jack could be fun.
Jack could be wild. Other than that, maybe another Tamamo.
Actually, get an old Tamamo in there. Yeah, could be fun.
Yeah, maybe get Tamacat in there, or just another one of the Tamalo 9. They're around there somewhere in the Extraverse doing something.
Another fun one would be actually include the Sakura 5. Melt has a lot of BS attack names named after ballet. She would be great for that kind of game. Just imagine all the 6 spins and stuff she'd do.
That's what Phantasmal Circuits are for.
And she would just summon the giant sword and it would explode.
Yeah. For reference, Lee Art in our chat says, now I'm trying to imagine Nightingale Pledge as an anti-army noble phantasm. I would like to remind everyone that in the Extella games, Phantasmal Circuits turn any NPs into anti-army AoE NPs, and so shit gets a little weird. So yes, it'd probably just be giant angel sword lady just laying the smackdown.
But yeah, like, alter egos would probably be a good one. You know, Lip is just a bruiser.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking, there could be no harm in the area if everyone is already dead.
Well, Nightingale's crazy enough that you know, she would be like, I shall heal you by killing you. Because she does that in America. I will put the gun away, for now. Well, and also another thing, though, is that, most of your enemies, like, some of them are enemy servants, but most of your enemies in Extella and Extella Link are AI programs, some of which are viral. So, hey, what happens if you practice medicine on a computer? Antivirus. Where's computer hacker Nightingale? I will cure this computer of its infection. Have you installed AVG or McAfee antivirus on this?
I feel that's CEO pimp levels of ridic.
Have you tried new Nightingale Pledge with no vowels antivirus?
Alright, but we're gonna move on. So, Drowning at Fox Girls at the Fox Girl Emporium. How fucking dare. Thank you. This next comes a devout worship of the Holy Church of Fluffy. Question. Hey guys, keep up the great work. Dangerous meat, trick or treatment, or royalizing. P.S. All of them is a cop-out answer, but also very understandable. Cheers. Well, fuck you. The answer is still all of them.
Well, I was gonna say royalizing, but I think we're gonna double down and all of them.
Yeah. How dare.
It's like it's like the GIF you've seen from Eldorado. Both. But there's a third one.
Yes. Lucky probably would have actually thought about it, but someone saying all of them is cop-out just raised my hackles.
Porque no los tres. Well, now we appreciate your question because we got to make a lot of dumb jokes about it.
Yes, we did. So, a devout worshiper of the Holy Church of Fluffy. Thank you. And we move on to Spartan Fire. Hey, look at Omega. I want to let you guys know that the shows have been fantastic as of late, and you make my Saturday spent mat farming indefinitely more entertaining. Well, thank you for listening. As for my question for the week, I am curious what your thoughts were on the new command codes. If you have any idea for command code effects you would like to see in the future, thanks for the show as always. So Lucky did a quick check on command codes. He didn't see anything in particular, but as he did say, like, a lot of the low rarity ones don't seem super amazing.
No, they've definitely, much like with CEs, they definitely have a scale in mind, right? And 3 stars are honestly on the low end, unfortunately.
I think I would like to see probably, like, I get they're trying to go for little things, but I would like it actually wouldn't mind more basic effects. Just, you know, like increased arts effect, increased buster effect, increased quick effect, maybe increased MP gain a little bit. Like they seem like they're trying to do really weird things on their cards. I'm like, but simple is good, guys, sometimes. Other than that,
yeah,
maybe.
Like they don't appear to have straight up improve this card's NP gain by like even 5% would be interesting. A lot of servants could use that kind of thing, to be honest.
I also wouldn't mind like effects like, I don't know if they have them, not because I don't know, but like apply burn, apply poison.
There are some burn ones. There's a couple that inflict burn.
But are they common in but can't, like, are they all?
There's 2 which inflict poison.
But they're the rare ones, aren't
actually
they?
Does a pretty good one.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. These are all, like, rare ones that you're only going to get, like, 1 copy of.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, I think I said this before when we actually talked about this. I really, I want them to, I know it's hard because it means more stuff is spread out, but I would love more free units. They need more 1 and 2 stars and maybe even FP 3 stars.
Yeah. So
that's
it's just
really
like,
what I want.
Because, like, again, like, the thing that command codes that bugs me the most isn't necessarily the effects, it's just that the ones that have the good effects, you can only get 1 of them. I'm just like, but there's only 1. What if I want to put them on? Like, Lucky's a man of what's the word I want to use? Symmetry? Like, it's not the perfect word. But if I was to put, like, a specific effect on, let's say, an arts card, I don't want that same effect on all my arts cards.
Yeah. That's I think, really the kicker. Like, very rarely does a servant have exactly one card where you want to do that stuff. Symmetry or uniformity is a good one. Another way I put this is consistency. It's just, because they're so rare, it's hard to, just like you said, it's hard to consistently put this effect on all your cards. So it's kind of, you're kind of gambling, right, with like what you want. So yeah, I just need there to be more command codes, even if they're simple, just that I can build my spread out. Like I said, with if you use somebody just asked a question. If you use the remover, no, I believe you get your command card back, your command code. Sorry, that's why it takes a remover.
Mm-hmm.
If for the lower rarity ones, if you overwrite them, I believe the command code is destroyed. But they're free, so you can always roll more. Yeah, that's my thing. I think is just the consistency and uniformity thing is just making it so that, like I already said, I'm probably going to stick all the heal ones on Jean, but that means I got to stick like 5 different ones on her, or only do the free-to-play one that gives you like 100. Mm. But I could do that. I could give Jean all of her cards heal 100 HP. I could set that up. I don't know if that would be good, but I could build that setup. I'm
probably going to give Jessica Hawk, I'm just going to give her all divine cards. I'm like, no, that's your thing, girl. Just fully divine.
Yeah, if you have a servant specifically targeted to do that, then yes, there's a lot of them for that.
Yeah. All right, so Spot and Fire, thank you for your question. We're going to move on from Siderin, having a picnic. You can't see it, but I'm giving the chat side-eye right now. With the Emiya family, when suddenly, Bones attack. God damn it. Hey there, looking to make it. How you hanging? How you been hanging? Excuse me. Hey. I was wondering, if you ask your favorite servant out on a date and they say yes, where would your first date spot be? Let's see. So, Lucky's go-to date would probably be a Tamamo. Honestly, Lucky would probably actually do a hike, honestly. Just a small hike through some parks, through some lakes. I mean, I'm in the Pacific Northwest. We got some baller fucking hiking trails, y'all. We have mountains and waterfalls and rivers, all that crazy stuff. Get out and enjoy the air.
Mm-hmm. Omega's just thinking about how much Tamamo would like this. But that's okay.
I don't know.
Lucky's a big boy. He could carry a Tamamo.
I would.
Yeah, Lute got it. Endurance E.
You guys say that, but Endurance E on a fucking servant is still way more than what a human can handle. So I don't know what y'all talking about. But honestly, I do see Tamamo faking it so she can get a piggyback ride because she is that kind of character.
Oh, sorry, stretching. Yeah, for me, I don't know. I'm thinking. Because I don't really. Omega's not exactly a dating expert. And I'm trying to think. I don't think like Ishtar or Aresh would probably. They're a little. Well, Aresh would be terrified of everything, but Ishtar is very high maintenance. So I don't know where it would be good to go out.
I would go take her to the big city and go on a shopping trip.
Yeah, but then I would die.
Yeah, you would die. And your wallet.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, something I do like is museums, though.
Ooh, museums are nice.
Museums are good. You can see a lot of stuff. I think now that would be a whole thing because that's in England. But like, for example, the British Museum actually has some Mesopotamian things. I mean, Summer Road to the Beach is also a really easy one. I do like water. My first thought was actually Medusa and go to a library or a bookstore, but that's because I'm me.
Library date. Oh, no.
Browse the shelves. It's great. It's quiet. It's relaxed. Nobody will bother you.
Let's see. Yeah, like, for, like, actual entertainment and stuff, like, actually, we don't have, like, a super much. Like, we have, like, a couple amusement parks, but we don't have anything big or fancy.
There are a couple servants who the cheesy cliche like amusement park theme park date would work, but I don't know off the top of my head who they are if I'd be asking them. Musashi'd probably do that, but she'd just do that to eat carnival food and be too good at carnival games.
Like, honestly, like, as much as people like to hype up Seattle, I would not want to go on a date out there. Jesus fuck no.
Aresh would die. You'd put her on a roller coaster and she would literally die. It would be too much adrenaline. Okay. Kets would have great fun at the amusement park, but
I'm pretty sure she'd break something.
Yes, you would be dead. Like, she would kill you or somebody else. somehow. Like, she'd challenge you to all the dumb things.
Oh, no. You gotta take Quetz to a fucking wrestling show.
Right.
You have to. And then you're gonna fucking freak out as she, like, just appears on stage.
And then she's gonna lose track of her and she's gonna appear in the ring. I'm thinking another fun one would be a rodeo. Because you know that many writers would probably charge to challenge the rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't take Nero Liz to karaoke if you want to live. There are many units you could take to karaoke, though. But yeah, it's a diverse setup. My first instinct would be something, like I said, quiet and introspective. Museum, bookstore, library.
Like,
I'm not averse to just wandering, like, especially if a town's got a lot of history. I'm not averse to just wandering the streets, but I'm not really a big go shopping guy. I prefer to just wander up and down. Though I had a good time hanging out with, when I went to visit Ranakiana in LA once, we spent a couple of days just walking around. Went out to Santa Monica Pier, for instance. Fun times. It's cool. I got a picture of me with a fucking Zoltan machine. I was already big, so nothing weird happened.
Shit, Downtown Tacoma ain't that bad when I think about it. We have the Glass Museum, and we have the Historic District. And
there are some servants I would not take to a glass museum.
I guess, I don't know, maybe not so much a hike, maybe I go to the zoo. We have Point Defiance Zoo here, maybe, I don't know, it has a kind of an aquarium mixed in it. Or we can go to Owens Beach.
Aquariums are fun.
Like I said, like, unfortunately, Lucky, like, doesn't go out on dates too much. Like, usually when I, like, because Lucky doesn't usually do dates, he usually takes girls that are his friends out to go do stuff. And usually it's like, hey, let's go see a movie. Or let's go get food.
Sorry, I was just bamboozled by this GIF.
Oh shit, now I gotta watch it. Hang on.
It's pretty fast when it gets to the good bit.
Oh shit!
That guy's got too much power.
He does got too much power. Clearly this man is a superhero.
Whoops. Anyway. We're watching a GIF of a guy walking into probably a store, and I think those are all the entrance doors. He just opens them powerfully and they fucking explode.
Yeah!
And these are the big plate glass doors. Anyway.
Those things turned into powder. Was this a joke?
Possibly, but also I think for safety, those doors are just the laminated type. A lot of glass you see these days, I called it plate glass, but it's not actually one sheet because that'll fucking kill you. That turns into knives and stabs you. Most places use the laminated style, which turns into powder. Safety glass stuff.
I don't know. Like, honestly, going on a date is not something Lucky, like, comes to a conclusion on in the spur of the moment.
No, that sounds like a thing you plan for.
Yeah. You check the weather, you check events. Like, honestly, like, if I was gonna, like, to take Musashi on an event, I would literally go to, we literally have an event in here called, I can't remember what the Seattle version, but Taste of Tacoma, where it's literally a bunch of fucking restaurants just set up in a fucking park, and you go around and just eat everywhere. I'd be like, yes, perfect. This is what we go. I would take Musashi. It's like again, so I don't know, just spur of the moment date. I was like, yeah, let's just go on a fucking hike. Let's just go walk. But
yeah, that is different. Like, my spur of the moment would definitely be like you said, though. I could go walking in nature. I just have to make sure I have the right shoes for it. Yeah. Shoes are very important, guys. But that's definitely a thing where just like casually walking somewhere is a great spur of the moment. Like, hey, you want to just go out and walk around a little bit, get some air, see some stuff.
But like, you know, shopping trips, I'm like, I gotta get some fucking money because this girl's gonna kill my fucking wallet, or events, or other stuff. So thinking about it more, it's just like, no, I probably wouldn't.
Honestly, thinking about it, dating's just like tourism, right? It's just like, you want to have your itinerary planned, you want to make sure you got some cash on hand, you want to know where you're going to eat, if you're going to eat there, all that stuff. How are you getting around? The works.
Yeah. So, and on spur of the moment, it's all like, what is something that's low cost, easy to do, and probably won't have a bunch of complications.
Tomoe would love the arcade.
I would take her to a barcade, honestly. We have a couple of those around here. Picnics are something I include with fucking hikes, honestly.
And honestly, like, a picnic's just a picnic is not. I don't know how many people do that.
I've done it, but as I said, at the same time, picnics are best as your lunch during a hike or something.
Right, when you're already walking out, and that goes back to the question I asked. You know, you got to know where you're going to eat. Well, if you're in the middle of the woods, There's nothing to eat unless you're gonna, hunt a wild animal, which is usually discouraged in parks, by the way. So, yes, pack some food. Pack some sandwiches. Can't go wrong with a good sandwich.
Yeah, sandwiches. All right, but we have spent way too long on this question, so we're gonna move on. So thank you, Siderean, having a nice picnic with the Emiya family when suddenly Bones attack. God damn it. I actually do remember this scene in the manga. Well, not when suddenly Bones attack, but when they're having a picnic. And I'm just remembering, yes, here is Shiro with his lawfully gained harem. Just chilling. Actually, when does today's menu with the Emiya family release happen?
I don't know. Oh, actually, fuck, did we talk about that?
What?
I think that was out after the show. They've confirmed localization on the Cooking with Emiya family game for Switch.
Oh, yes, they have. We did not talk about that. But we are excited.
Yay.
Let me just show me that pre-order. Just show me that pre-order.
Give me that date. I'll slot it in there. I love the Switch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People have been asking, by the way, who would stream it. I'm going to guess probably Lucky, because I think his setup is set up for Switch, and I don't know if mine is. It probably is, but I have to double check.
Like, he just has to make sure he pushes the right button so he doesn't completely dump the stream.
RIP buttons.
Right, rip buttons. Yep. But that reminds me, I do need to double check when the next today's menu with Emiya family book drops. I think it's like there a lot of releases that got pushed back, so I'm a little like. But anyway, we're moving on to Shion. Dear Lucky to Mega, if there are any animes you'd like to have a crossover with Fate. Animes that I like to have a crossover with Fate.
Crossovers can be cool.
Actually, do you know which one I would think would be best that probably fits best in with Natsu versus lore and whatnot? Ancient Magus Bride.
It could be interesting. Ooh. I got really yawny there, sorry.
Welfare, fucking Chisei, SSR, Elias. That'd be great. SR Ruth. I would like to see Fate crossover with Fate. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fucking fair, yo.
That's a true one. Yeah, and I mean, there's a couple of there's some fun series, like we've talked before about how Grand Blue Fantasy goes crazy.
Goes wild.
I'm sure because of the mythological aspect, Persona would be interesting, but I don't know necessarily a lot of universes that line up well with the Natsu versus, oddities.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily want to put some of my favorite sci-fi type animes in there just because that's weird. Even if Natsu turned the Trojan horse into a Gundam, it's still weird.
Honestly, that's why I think Ancient Magus Bride will do well. It hits a lot of the same beats. It's very serious. I think it'd work. I think it'd mesh. But other than that, I really can't think of anything. So we're going to move on. Thank you, Shion, for your question. We're going to move on to 200 plus quartz and 10 tickets, yet no Skadi.
An interesting name, sir.
They say, my question is, what are y'all's, they say, favorite feature about FGO?
So
the story.
Yeah, if we're calling that a feature, story and character design is... Sorry, I had to adjust my mic position a little. Story and character design is definitely the thing I am here for. What, gameplay quality of life feature do I like best? Repeat quest.
I'm about to say, I'll call the story a feature because there are definitely some gacha games out there that do not have story.
Very true. Hi, Azure Lane most of the time. Where they literally stopped doing story in the so-called story chapters. Or the joke we made about how we learned more about the plot of Azure Lane in the first 5 minutes of the anime than we did playing the game for a year.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, though, not an anime, but we've talked about this just as a side note. I was just thinking about it. There are some gacha games that I think would be funny to cross over with FGO.
Oh, name
but that's a different subject. Actually, have we? I feel like I'm suddenly sensing we got that mailbag question before.
We might have.
Who knows?
You can't remember shit.
Anyway, yeah, those are features we like. The art is pretty. That's a feature, right? Graphics are a feature of games.
I could say I also like the voice acting.
Yeah, voice acting's really good. We like all the arty-farty stuff. The gameplay's a little hit or miss, but it's entertaining at least.
Mm-hmm. So, 200 place St. Quartz and ticket, yet no Skadi. Thank you for your question. We move on to Senbun. Hi, Omega and Lucky. How was the anniversary for you guys? Personally, I hope there's some sort of beach, concert, summer event. For the first half of that, please rewind about an hour.
Correct. Roll it back.
And for the second part, who knows? As I said, summer's wild. Summer's wild, everybody. Like, again, I personally am hoping for either maybe like I said, I want Dragon Palace to come back. Again, that was completely unutilized in Agartha. And maybe they can make it like an underwater amusement park. That'd be awesome.
That would be interesting. Oniland has some park themes, but it's also, I don't think is, well, I don't know yet, but I don't think it super heavily leans into them. Also, it deals with a lot. I think Oniland's going for like even though it's the wrong time of year, the like Night Parade of Demons kind of theme.
Oh, the Hakimaru?
Yeah, I think it's more in that theme. Correct, Robin. Who has just shown up in an hour 50 of the show. That's right, you missed all the show. It's only mailbag from here.
Someone play the Pillar Man theme because he has awakened.
I understand that reference.
So that's my thing because, again... Oh, thank you, Side Aaron. Again, one of my complaints about Agartha, I know it's a weird one, but they literally have the Dragon Palace. They have no Otohime. It's just there. I'm just all like, guys.
There was a few things underutilized in Agartha, and we can leave it at that for this week.
Well, again, I will say 4 story chapters 1 year. What the guys?
I'm one of those people who cuts Epic of Remnant a lot of slack because holy shit, 4 story releases in 1 year. How did you guys do this? I was having this discussion earlier with the community, and somebody was like, "Oh, well, we get like 3 story chapters a year every year." I'm like, technically yes, but next year will be very weird because OQ is kind of like CCC, but I also don't know how much story is in it because it's also got a lot of challengey stuff. And then there's Lost Belt 4, and then there's Lost Belt 5 Part 1 at the very end of the year. It's way more spaced out than this year is, right? Yes, but actually, no. I love that one, too. Yeah, as Leard has pointed out, ER is technically 5 because of CCC, which very much is a story chapter.
Yeah, it is.
The thing with OQ is, while I know it's in a similar theme, I don't know what the ratio of, like, story to, like, weird maze quests is. So I cannot comment on that part yet. But yeah, it'll be much more spare next year. We're actually super lucky to get the prologue at the end of last year and then hit all 3 Lost Belts in a pretty decent clip. Like, we only have to wait... Let me look at the macro scale. 2, 3, 4... Yeah, we only have to wait about 4 months before Lost Belt 3.
Alright. So, we will see. Summer JP should be... Oh no, Super Rabbit Lucky getting released. Sidearm. Gotta remember. But, again, give us a week or 2, we'll know what's happening in JP Summer. We'll know. But, Senbun, thank you for your question. We're moving on to Rube. Sadly, no Sigurd. Frowny face. Hey guys, hope you're having a good day. Simple but possibly tricking question for you all. Which servant class would you not want to be? As always, good luck with your current and future roles.
I think I got an answer for this. You got to think.
Well, I think I might have them, but I might agree with you, but so go.
Okay, I'm gonna say rider, because while I can both drive vehicles and have ridden a horse, I am not a huge fan of either of those things. So I would not want to be a rider whose whole job is to have mounts and do things. I know there are some riders who are weird and get like giant robots and stuff, but even then, I gotta be honest, I don't know how I'm only a few years away from being 30. I don't know if I've got the reflexes to be in a giant robot anymore, Lucky.
Well,
in my mind, that's a job for 15-year-old kids.
I don't know, man. It is fate. I mean, if you someone as a writer, the Grail just be like, slap that writing skill on you.
I still don't know if I'd have a good time, though.
So, Lucky's reflexive answer is Lancer, because Lancers generally have horrible, horrible luck. And Lucky ain't about that life. Also, probably, other than that, probably be Saber. Lucky's not a sword guy. Like I said, Lucky, prefers things like axes and hammers in his life. So... But, no, I can see myself, honestly... That's why I say, Saber and Lancer is probably those,
Meanwhile, Omega's like, put me in Saber. Put me in. I'm the Nero. I'm like, no, coach, really, put me in.
But Archer would be fine. Lucky has a good love of bows, crossbows, and guns. Rider, Lucky has... Lucky likes riding. He doesn't like driving, but he can drive. Not to mention he has experience on ships and boats.
Yeah, Lucky gets to cheat. You would just have Voyager and be a boatman.
Mm-hmm. Assassin be fine. Lucky can be sneaky when he wants to be. Actually, fun fact, despite Lucky being a 6 foot, over 200-pound black man, he sneaks up on people on a semi-regular basis and scares the crap out of them.
Sneakiness is a frame of mind.
Yeah. There's been a lot of times where I just walk up and like, hey, what's up? And they jump and scream and fall to the ground. I'm like, all I did was walk up to you. What is happening here? It's like, I didn't hear you. I'm just like, Again, Caster, Lucky is a creator. He is creative. It just suffers from a fucking demerit called motherfucking lazy. Berserker, all day, every day. I don't know about extra classes, honestly, but...
But they're weird.
They're weird. So... Rube, sadly no cigar. Thank you for your question. I hope that explained everything. This next one comes from Magical Materia Malefic Misao. Or is it Malefic? I think it's Malefic, actually. Who's totally not Misao Amari in any form, okay? I'm serious. Anyway, this message is sponsored by the Kagamaya High School Asuka Valentine. Asuka Valentine saying that she saw what you did last Saturday. She's not planning to tell anyone. Not yet anyways. But you should know that she knows. I'm gonna have to read this again at the end. How are your guys' luck rolls going? My rolls were pretty amazing, actually. Within my first pull, I received a Skadi. I bless my...
Yeah, while you were reading that first part, I've been stuck on this.
It's a picture, it's a mote, it's a something. I can't tell what it is, but I'm assuming it's good.
It looks like a tiny rainbow man in there, or maybe a star. It's like a St. Quartz, but a 5-pointed star on a playing card, and it's super tiny. Hold on. Zoom! Enhance!
As well as a Merlin.
Oh, it's a Joker. It's a Joker emote, as in the playing card, Joker.
Oh.
Weird.
Well, it's Merlin on my guaranteed caster pool. I hope you guys are having a great day, and enjoy that announcement from a random TRPG that I've been reading, Recession. What?
I don't understand anything about this question.
I don't think it's a question. I think it's someone's just being, hey, I did good. Which is great. I'm glad you got good shit. You got a Skadi and a Merlin. That's fucking awesome.
Cool. Good for you. If you want to know how we did, scroll back about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Actually, really more like 2 hours, because we're almost at 2 hours, and I think that was in the first 5 minutes, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you. Magical Materia, Malefic, Misao, who's totally not Misao Amari in any form of way. I'm serious. Anyway, this message is sponsored to you by Kagamaya High School. Asuka Valentine, saying that she saw what you did last Saturday. She's not planning to tell anyone. Not yet anyway, but you should know that she knows. It was easier the second time.
It's the second time you've made me... Your dedication to the craft of improv has gotten me.
So, next one from one guy who exists. Getting punished by both the gacha and... I'm going to mispronounce. What is it?
Deutschland.
It is Deutschland. Hey, Lucky and Omega, I have a quick question. I bet you do. What are the chances of rolling a non-rate-up 5-star servant? Let's say, for example, a Sanzo while trying to get Skadi. Try and keep up the good work and hope you have a good day. So, I can actually pull this up. Hang on.
Yeah,
hang on.
So, fun fact, everybody at home, you can look this up yourselves, actually. There's a button for it.
Yeah, let me see. Let me go to. Actually, let me pull up a Skadi right up here. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I just realized I opened up news because I was going to try and open up a Sun Banner. We didn't mention in the campaigns because I forgot to put the bullet point down. But there is a new FGO web-based minigame, FGO slot. It's great.
Oh yeah,
it's the good kind of slot machine where you get to stop all the rows. And if you play it enough, we will get 9 million QP. I have been informed that we've met the goals already, but I don't know for sure.
Okay, so right now on the Skadi rate up. You have a 0.4% chance to pull a Skahawk Skadi. If you wanted to pull, say, a Sanzo, that is a 0.01% chance.
And for Skadi, it's specifically 0.4 because she's on rate up with somebody else right now, right?
Right now, yes, she is on rate up with Altera, which is also at 0.4. There is also... rate up for Nero, which is 1.5%. And then Caesar, Romulus, and Boudica are at 4%.
It's very small.
Very small. So...
And whenever you roll, you can always check the odds right there.
Mm-hmm. So, it's not impossible. It is very slight, so again, congratulations, you beat the odds. I bet you feel like a winner.
By the way, somebody also already answered this question in the replies. Please don't do that. That's a waste of our time and your time.
Yes. So, that one guy who exists getting punished by both Gacha and Deutschland. Thank you. I hope you are now informed. This next one comes from Interdimensional Sensei. Wild, yo. Hey, Omega and Lucky, if you won the Holy Grail War, where the Grail was uncorrupted, would the wish you make be selfish or selfless? As always, keep up the great work. Let's Talk FGO is one of my Sunday staples. Well, thank you for listening. And I'm going to tell you right now, my Lucky's wish will be completely selfish. I'd probably do, like, fucking... Well, Omega, what you going to say?
I was just going to say the same thing. Like, I got to be honest, as much as it's cool and all, if I went to the trouble of busting my ass to win a Holy Grail War, I would wish for a pile of gold or something, yeah?
Yeah, no, like, Lucky's the same, like, honestly, like, Lucky's of the firm mindset of, before I help others, I must help myself. So, like, Lucky would probably do, like, fucking Marisberry did, and wish for a fuckload of cash, get his life together, and then, after that, maybe I'll see about helping other people. Because, whether it's for good or for evil, you can get a lot of shit done with a fuck ton of cash.
Yeah, just make me if I'm the richest dude in the world, I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore, and I can help people on my own, much like, I don't know, Bill Gates and people do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can do a lot with a little, and you can do a lot with a lot. So, yeah, no, and like I said, after busting my ass to win a Holy Grail War, I would definitely be like, yeah, I'm gonna need all the money. Dear Holy Grail, please, Miss Justice, please just cover me in gold bars. She'd be like, okay, are you sure? I'm like, yes. Hey, do you turn my server, hey, you want anything in the back? Want some McDonald's? You want something? It's a whole thing.
Either that, like, honestly, if it wasn't that, I'd probably also ask for my servant to be incarnated with me. Probably. I mean, we went through some fucking shit. Like, Lucky doesn't just want them to up and fucking, vanish. Mm-hmm. Like, no, stay with me. We friends now. Especially if it was a waifu. Follow the dick in your heart. So, Interdimensional Sensei, thank you for the question. The next one, which gets fucking side-eye, comes from the newest cake boss, who is busy making ice cream cake. You're only forgiven because you're making ice cream cake. I'm just letting you know that right now. Dear Vessels of Desire, Lucky and Omega. That is a fucking new one. I just wanted to thank you for indulging my tendency to pick your brains. You're about to get some fucking sass. Now for the weekly brain-pricking question. Which set of Saberfaces do you like the most? I.e., your Arturias, your Umus, your Johns, and everyone else who's not falling to these three.
Mordred.
I hope you both...
Mordred. Answer's Mordred. It's Mordred.
I hope the both of you had Subarashi rolls on GSSR and the Ice Cream Queen. Signed, the newest cake boss, who is busy making ice cream cake. Lucky's probably gonna have to say... Umus? Like, I guess, like, I don't know. I like Nero's sass.
Her smug aura mocks you?
Well, it doesn't really mock me. It just drives me to give her head pats. So
Nero's not a very... Yeah, she's... it's kind of weird to say since, like you said, that he liked her sass, but she's not the sassiest smug. Like, no. She's just kind of gently, glowingly smug.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's like she just makes me go, oh, you, a lot. And then she struts.
Power walk.
Mm-hmm. So, the newest cake boss, who is busy making ice cream cake, thank you for your comments. Next one comes from Super Broke High Schooler. Are you just getting... People are just getting more and more broke. This needs to stop. Dear Lucky and Omega, how is your GSSR banner? And my question for you is, who are you going to roll for the new summer banner? Mine's going to be on the Dante ballot. That's solid. Lucky will again say, please check an hour or two ago.
Part 1, scroll up. Part 2, give me a second to load this webpage.
Lucky is going to say all of the new summer girls.
Yeah, is it fair to say, once again, all of them?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not gonna roll on the dude's banner. No offense to Dante's, but I think I got the other two on there, so it's not a huge deal.
Merlin and Robin Hood, if I remember correctly.
No, Merlin's not till next year. It'll be Dante's is the 5-star. It'll be Caster Gills and Robin Hood. I think will be the one.
Oh, Caster Gills, that's right.
So I've already got most of those. So Dante's is cool, but
yeah, that's true.
With a summer.
Yeah, I'm probably honestly, I'm probably gonna be dead from the first two banners, and then
technically, the male one is one of the first two. It's weird. They do part 1 and the male one, and then the second one comes out later. Second female. But yeah, you're gonna hit up the ladies first.
And after that, I might go back. I might go into saving hibernation for next year. Because I said, I'm pretty sure unless there's like, there might be some like surprise banners here and there, but let's see here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick up my Concert U on a SR ticket. And I think there might be like a Da Vinci
There
banner
should theoretically be a Da Vinci raid up in there somewhere.
And I think I saw there's some other things. I'm like, I don't know if I like C tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be like throwing down for her on Halloween. I really don't know. But like,
Christmas isn't a high priority, I think, for a lot of people because Bradamante is not limited.
Yeah.
Much more people, and honestly, this is the thing we should say, much more people should be focused on completing the event to make sure you get all your copies of Kets, because, no rerun.
Still no rerun, no. And then again, like, next year,
starts rough.
Super rough, so it's like, to save my wallet, I need to start prepping, like right now.
Yeah, I think this is the first. I mean, I'm gonna blow it on Lost Belt 3 Part 2, but I think in general, my general save-itude will occur not for Christmas, but rolling into New Year's, and then I'm just gonna try and hold on to my guts because next year is just a roller coaster, top to bottom. I think we don't get a break, or I don't get a break. I think until maybe Christmas, just because I'm not that interested in Saber Estolfo, and I don't think I need him that much. So, but I'm definitely Saber Wars 2 is going to kill me, Space Ishtar. And then I need Consort Yang because Tentacle Gang. I need that rhyme. Sick. I think for me, I'm probably going to waste all my quartz on the Part 1 banner and get nothing, as usual, and then slowly scrape together to try and get for the Part 2, and then somehow only get Summer BB, even though I'm really just after Maeve and MHXX, maybe. I know my destiny.
Omega is not a man who swims against the river.
Death, I just said this quote earlier, but Death is not a hunter unbeknownst to his prey. I know what's up.
Yeah, so
she has salted. She has carvaged me pretty hard.
So again, Lucky is going to try and get. He is not going to try to NP5 anybody, but he'll probably end up with a couple NP5 just because he'll be burning that soul's fire. He's saving up. My bank just did me fucking dirty. They increased the limit on my credit card. I was like, no, why you do this?
Oh no,
that's not good. My credit card's just my bank's just like, hey, I see that you make regular payments on your credit card, but you're near your limit, so let's just up that limit. Let's give you like $2,000 more money. Like, let's just increase your credit limit by $2,000. I was like, no.
Yeah, no, that's like, not that I've ever spent that much, but that's like my bank has also been recently like, because I do a lot of stuff on debit and stuff, but they're like, hey, don't worry, we'll cover you advance for like up to $1,000 over your actual money. I'm like, that's bad. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Not that I never spend that much money, but holy shit, then I could theoretically spend that much money. Don't do that. That's bad. Stop. No. It's too far.
No, Robin, it's not a good boy head pat. It's them wanting me to spend more money so they can increase my fucking monthly interest charges.
Right. They've realized you're spending all your money, and they're like, oh shit, we can make this guy spend more money.
Yeah. It's like, bank, I'm onto your game. Anyway. So, prepare for more horror stories come summer 3. But, guys, Super Pro High Schooler, thank you for your question. We're gonna move on to Emblem. Emblem says, well, it felt like my question from Lagwood was barely worded, so I apologize for that. Wording isn't something that usually I'm excellent at. My question for the session, say you get a new server from the gotcha or the event, what is the very first thing you do? Lock them.
Yeah, that's actually the very first thing. Lock.
Lock.
Step 2 is usually then pour EXPs on them.
Actually, second thing is take screenshot. Show people. Sometimes I take screenshots and I don't even show them. It's just like reflexive. Actually, technically, it's the screenshot before I even lock them because
this first thing is screenshot, and then usually there's a locking. I do that a lot too when I get something new, just because sometimes you just gotta let people know. Yeah. Like I think I did that when I got Nezha on tickets rolling for Skadi. I was like, guys, my Skadi looks a little thicker than usual.
Thick.
Again, not that I'm mad. I actually like Nezha. She's cool. That's a good ad. She didn't have that one yet.
She's very, very cute. So, let's see here. Making a quick edit to say, good day, you too. And looking forward to listening to the episode. Well, thank you, Emblem. Thank you. Yeah, no, that happened to me, Rogue Robin. Rogue Robin says, step 1, take screenshot. Step 2, lock. Step 3, question mark? Step 4, where's Salieri? Did it happen to Lucky? He is still concerned. He has no idea where Salieri went. Just fucking wandered off. The fucker. Now, we move on. Oh, thank you, Emblem, first off. So now we move on to guy who got Skadi in the first 10 pool.
Animal.
Hi, guys. Who did you want least from the GSSR partner you rolled? For me, it was a tie between Kiara and Sherlock, and I got Kiara. She's MP3 now. Edited because I forgot my name, and I didn't say hello. So, again, rewind 2 fucking hours.
Roll it back.
Roll it back. Take a drink.
Actually, technically, I think we both did get our least. Because I was just like, don't give me any more single target assassins. I've got 2. And then Animation is like, hello, I am here to kill sabers. I'm like, fuck. I don't even have that many. Lucky had a whole thing about his problem.
So, guy who got Skadi in the first 10 pool, thank you for your question. Next one comes from Summer Semiamis, please. Hey, guys, great work and love the podcast. Well, thank you. We love you, too. Question, what's the longest you've ever gone between not pulling a single SSR? For me, January this year, I'm pulling Kiara on JP. I didn't see a single SSR for 4 months. Lucky gets SSRs on a fairly regular basis, I want to say. They're not always what he wants, but they appear. Like, pulling, whatever it was before fucking, Lost Belt 2. I got Enkidu.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's only been like, and I'd have
to do the math. I think my biggest gap, was last year between GSSR and, Christmas, just because I wasn't rolling a lot. And then I immediately, no, because it was at Thanksgiving, was just before that, because I spent tickets and I got, Da Vinci and Karna in that blob, just out of the blue. So, yeah, that's probably, that gap from, early July, basically 4th of July to Thanksgiving was a point where I'm pretty sure I didn't roll any new SSRs, but also I barely rolled, so, and yes, no, that's true. You're like, wait, Omega, wasn't Summer Rerun and Summer 2 in there? Yes, you are correct. What did I just say about not rolling SSRs? But yeah, no, I think that's my longest drought. Honestly, trying to think back, it feels like it's been a while this year, but it really hasn't, because I did get Sigurd, and before that, during Setsubun, I was crazy lucky and got both Golden and Mama, even though I was rolling for Tomoe, and she actually came last, like always. Curse me, and my cursed luck. Did I get anybody at Valentine's? No, but I don't think I tried super hard. Yeah, but no, I do think I got some else in there somewhere. I don't know. I'd have to look at my numbers. I'd have to do math.
So, Summer Samarimus, please. Thank you for your question. We move on to the guy who spent 700 quartz for Skadi, but worth.
I just want to know what all these people are going to do with their aliases next week.
Hey guys, my question is, in your opinions, what is the most what the fuck moment in FGO? This can be a story instance or gacha pools. Mine was back in Solomon, and running Gatia blind just for him to MP turn. First turn, wiping out my front line.
You do that.
You do that. Thanks again. Oh, what the fuck moments?
Well, I don't generally go in blind. There are definitely having some boss fights where it's just like, oh, this is how that works? This is what we're doing?
Lucky's going blonde in. I could say definitely a lot of Solomon was what the fuck for me. Also, Babylonia was a lot of what the fuck.
Babylonia had a lot of twists and turns.
Same with Camelot. But I don't know if I can necessarily narrow it down. Let's see here.
Yeah, you're asking me to remember how I felt about stuff that happened in the past 3 years somewhere.
Again, not everyone has beat all content, so I definitely don't want to just throw things out. But there's definitely some moments in Time Temple Solomon. I was like, what the fuck? What is happening? Why? I am crying, and I'll leave it at that. Because Lucky has feels.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. A lot of my zingers are preemptive when new JP stuff comes out, and then people ramble back and forth about it. I'm just like, well, huh? What's going on? I can't wait for 2 years until I can actually understand what the fuck is happening. And then usually for me, it takes the form of, oh, this is how this works. Cool. And sometimes the cool is sarcastic because it's not cool at all, and I'm dying inside.
Oh, God. Gerda's hop is still fucking killing me internally.
Yeah, no. People aren't letting that one go yet either.
Nope. I'm not.
We'll have to wait until November when we have all new pains to suffer.
Anyway, so, Thank you. The guy spent 700 quartz for Skadi, but worth. Next, we move on to Ozymandias Faro of Zawado, now sponsored by Axe. Axe body spray. Live a little. Hey, Lucky and Omega, here's my question. So, recently I got my cousin, who got into Fate last year, to start FGO with the Start Dash campaign. He got Law, Liz, and Carmilla in a star roll. I find it hilarious that they both came. One was like, showed up, one showed up, and the other one was like, oh no, you don't. Besides Herc, which starter SR do you think is the biggest help for new players? Tomacat and Martha was mine. Lucky I had to actually pull up the starter list again, because I was like, who the fuck shows up? So the starter list was Emiya, Marie, Siegfried, Dion, Herc, Stheno, Carmilla, Kat, Liz, and Martha. And I'm looking at these, I'm all like, man, actually...
It's Herc, and more Herc, but other than that, I think Kat is another really, really good one in the starter, because AoE Berserkers. Berserkers are both good, and I will say Carmilla is good just because, shit, dude, you need an assassin who's gold.
Yeah.
And she does her job very well. And then, honestly, especially after all his buffs, Emmy is a really solid AoE archer, and there are a lot of sabers in this game who are enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some pretty good ones. I also got Liz as my tutorial role. She honestly carried me through a lot of Lancer stuff.
Like, Lucky will double down on the Tomacat one, as Berserkers are great for early game content. Especially if you're starting now, you won't have so much fucking hassle getting her fully leveled. Plus, with her rank up, she works a bit better, like she's supposed to.
And I will say both riders can be useful in certain contexts. Mary and Martha are a little niche, but they both have some very interesting abilities. Like Mary, I remember getting her pretty early on in the game. Not on my tutorial, but Mary's really hard to kill. I used her and Medusa a lot because SSR riders are a thing, dude. By which I mean they weren't really for a long time. Literally didn't roll Drake until 2020. But and Martha has that debuff clear effects and stuff, so those have a lot of utility. But yeah, no, the two Berserkers I think are the biggest, and then it's like maybe some of the big core characters like Emiya or Liz, like a lot of the famous ones, just because, especially after their buffs, they're very solid.
So, thank you, Ozymandias Faro of Zawado, not sponsored by Axe. For your question, next we move on to Paxi is Best Husbando and Doggo. Hi, I hope your Skadi rolls went good. Please check 2 hours ago. I spent 22 tickets and 21 Saint Coins to get her. Dante says next. Solid, my dude. Question,
Well,
out of all singularities... What?
I said, well, good for you.
Yeah, it is good for them. So, out of all singularities, Epic Remnants, and Lost Belt, what side characters, like non-server ones, would you like as a servant? Like Paxi, Gertie, the MC, Cryptor, Kyria, or any other Fate work? So, Lucky has 2 super quick answers. 1, give me fucking Tiamat. Where's my Tiamat?
It's a big one. It's a big one.
2, where's my Siduri?
That's another big one, yes. We singularity characters, I think, are definitely in the list of shit we should still do, especially after they promote an episode of Babylonia with a gold card Siduri. Very cruel, very harsh. How dare. How very dare.
How dare.
I think those guys, Agravain also. Agravain was promoted, by the way, with a silver card for the stage play. Where's Agravain? That would be good. But yeah, no, I think a lot of the NPC characters from the Singularity still need to get in. I'm pretty sure a lot of the other, like, everybody's like Muramasa and Rasputin, I'm pretty sure those guys are gonna get in eventually. But not yet. 'Cause story. And everybody in the comments, be very careful with this question. The announcer?
Yes.
That'd be great. Or just just do old man Shinman Musashi and give him the announcer's voice. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, people in the back, be very careful discussing this question. I give no reasons as to why, but there is future content that's not out yet, so we don't want to talk about characters who may actually appear later.
Lucky will end fucking people.
We don't talk about future fights, and we don't talk about future playables yet.
Yeah.
So yeah. But no, it's very interesting. I can't be honest. Like, some people are like, ooh, Gerda, ooh, Paxi. I'm like, they're cool, but as playable units, promotion to playable is a big deal, kids.
Mm-hmm.
You need a kit and everything.
Siduri would have a kit. She's the goddess of wine. Well, beer, technically.
Yes, Siduri would have a great kit and would be a caster because she's the high priestess of Ishtar, so she has access to all of Ishtar's magic tablets that do stuff. Because actually, the Babylonian mythology is, and this is where I get the crook comes out and just pulls me off stage. Hey, just instead of me just rambling on, just go read Snow Crash, because it's great. And you may think to yourself, Omega, what the fuck does Snow Crash have to do with Babylonian history? Well, that's why you should go read Snow Crash.
So, thank you, Paxi, is best husbando and Dongo, for your question. Next is Shisho, please don't put your spear there. Wait, no!
Rip.
Sir.
That man is dead.
I feel like this is a great time to just post a image of someone getting the book thrown at them.
Bonk.
Anyway,
Do a lot of those. Oh, though, actually, I should say, I did also, speaking of playables, I did last week outline a funny or interesting way to put Ophelia as a playable. So, there's that too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Keeper of Sword, right?
Yeah.
Sword? All right. We get this question. Anyway, so, dear Omega Prime and Not So Lucky.
You gotta read
Again,
this whole thing,
this is why I need the webcam, so you can just see the death glare I gave someone.
You can just see the life drain out of my face.
Which 3 servants would you like to see in a Holy Grail War, and what is the reason why you'd want to see? For me, it'd be Sigurd, because he's basically Artoria without all the baggage. And as we recently learned from Lost Belt 2, runes are BS. Change that. Primordial runes are BS, and one of his stats matches Herc, and another one beats him in Herc of all people. Areshgal, because she basically works like a caster with the underground that gives out blessing and sin spawns, also because Aresh, duh. Zanyu, because he's a 6R giant centaur that can see the future. I just want to see that in the fight, and good luck and rolls for that now in the future.
Wait for Lost Belt 3 anime.
Man. So, personally, it looks like this guy doesn't care anything about people's character, only about their kit.
Well, I mean, so, I kind of get what he's going for with Sigurd, but also it's not true, because lore. And yes, he does have an anti-Fortress Noble Phantasm, but it's not a beam. He throws his sword at people and it explodes. It's weird. Not that Sigurd isn't cool, but yeah, I don't know. Like, they do interesting things, but literally mentioning Aresh and a Holy Grail, I'm like, no, that's not how that works. That really doesn't work that way. That's wrong on multiple levels. 1, she's a goddess. 2, she's a pseudo with a Rin face. That gets awkward.
Again, like, honestly, like, I think we've had this question. Like, I think, like, we've both been like, no, we don't want to be in a Holy Grail War. And 2, if servants in Holy Grail Wars aren't the thing, it's usually the conflicts that arises from them, which usually means we have to involve their character and their baggage. So, already I have a knee-jerk response that I don't like this question.
So I'm not gonna throw general shade at this person, but I do feel sometimes like people ask us certain questions because they don't actually give a fuck about our opinion. They just want to give their version of their opinion on their what ifs. I have this complaint about what if conversations in general. People only really want to tout their own personal theories, and they don't actually care for your input. They just need to talk, which I don't like, because if there's no back and forth, it's not a discussion. It's just you talking, and then please shut up. But yeah, I feel like the point of this was more to get their opinion read out on air than it was to actually ask our opinions, because we don't fucking know. We've been doing this, like a month now? Every time anybody has ever asked us a weird open-ended, like, who to do Holy Grail War, who to do Servant, question, we have been like, I don't fucking know, dude. You think I prepped?
But let me see here.
Do you think we literally read every question as it comes and then only pull them out? No. Yes, but no. we don't. Your questions don't exist to us until it's mailbag, and then we pull them out of the hypothetical mailbag.
Yeah, we don't do any research. This is complete on the fly stuff. But if I
honestly, I think the question was answered much better by the Extella one, because that would be like, we want to see those moves. Those are some cool moves.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, out of like how many servers? We have like 200 plus servers.
It's almost 300, yeah. We're coming up on unit 300.
Yeah, Lucky can't decide just between 3 of those. Like, talking about servants that are actually in game would probably, like, something that's easier for me. Because I have thoughts and feelings on that. I don't know. Anyway, from Shisha, please don't put your beer there. Wait, no? Again, you got your thing read out on, air. And I'll never fault you for wanting to share something. But, again, your question seems a little bit loaded, my dude. So we're going to move on to Undead Fox. Dear Lucky Omega, what servants do you want to get the space treatment? P.S. Thank you guys. I finally got Brynhilda using the Wanda video as Delta as a catalyst. Solid.
Proven catalyst. TM.
So, I feel that we should get a Space Aresh just immediately.
Space Aresh would probably be a fun one. I've also been saying that we should have combined those and done Space Liz.
Oh, yeah.
And another one is there is technically a Space Emiya. There's Chief Red, who shows up in a CE or another art or something. MHX refers to him. We should get that guy in here.
Let's see. Is there any particular space servants that I want? Not really. Now that I think about it.
Also, I would like to say, the last new servant was Eris, or Erise, and she is Unit 283.
Actually, in our chat, JDV9000 actually has a good point. A Kaguya space servant would be fucking awesome.
Kaguya's cool. She got a little weird stuff. Actually, I did a fun bit of comparative mythology with Kaguya, because I did some mock-ups of her with the Fate homebrew.
Mm-hmm.
And so the end of her legend, she leaves the pills of immortality for the Emperor, but he's like, no, I can't possibly live an eternal life without her. Burn them on a mountain. But they're pills of immortality. You know the Philosopher's Stone that grants a temporary form of immortality in Paracelsus' profile? That's referred to as a photonic crystal. Hey, what's the moon made out of from the moon cell? Photonic crystals. So I was like, wait, are the pills of immortality just a Philosopher's Stone, which are just moon cell crystals?
Oh, that's wild.
It's crazy. Blow your mind right there. That's a weird one.
So clearly in Extella 2, we need Kaguya. Clearly.
Yeah,
actually, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, shit, she might even be, I don't know, she might even be a moon cancer.
She could be a moon cancer.
Maybe.
I thought Foreigner, but if we're actually setting it in the extra universe, moon cancer could work.
That's wild.
Her NP could be the parade of moon people who came to get her.
Mm-hmm.
They blinded the Emperor's guards and went back to space. It's great. There's a lot of weird stuff. Also, for some reason, in general, I think it's more modern, but a lot of people associate her with rockets or UFOs too. But bamboo.
I mean, if I fucking remember in Okami, she literally got in a bamboo rocket.
She gets in a bamboo rocket and puts on a bubble helmet. Yes.
Ah, man.
But also in that game, Waka, aka Ushiwaka, is also a moon man. In case you didn't get that connection, by the way.
Not so much a moon man, but came from the original heavenly realm of Yamato.
I believe he was actually, because he's got the blonde hair. I think he's actually supposed to be from the moon tribe.
Maybe.
Too. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played Okami.
I can't remember. But Okami was great for folklore. It was just really weird folklore.
Much like Fate, Okami wasn't afraid to play around with their own lore. I think it was more meant as like a primer to be like, hey, y'all know we have a vast tapestry of mythology and folklore, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then some people like Omega were like, oh my god, this is the coolest.
It was the coolest, clearly.
You can get Okami on literally everything, also. I was going to say, somebody's like, you can get it on Switch. I'm like, I think you misunderstand how many times I've bought Okami. It's a few.
The last Okami I have is on the PS3, and I need to beat it because I am literally one trophy away from getting plat, which is I need to finish fucking fishing. That's like literally the only thing I haven't done on that game.
I had the original for PS2, I bought the PS3 version, and I bought the HD PS4 version. Which actually, there's some old episodes of me streaming it on our channel if you want to dig them up. Check it out. Maybe I could bring it back. Who knows? I fucking love Okami.
Now.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Okami.
What's the mission clock at, by the way?
2.5.
Let's keep going. So thank you, Undead Fox. Now we move on to Quick Cards Go Brr. Who asks, which servant do you guys think shows their character best in their animations? P.S. Paps. Fuck you. Let's see here. Best by their animations. This ain't a bad question, but it's a hard question.
Yeah, I gotta think about all the animations.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is biased towards newer servants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I bet if Ushi had some super cool new animations, they'd probably show a lot of her character, but they don't, because she's only got vanilla animations, so, rip us.
Yeah, rip us.
Nightingale is funny, but I don't know if it shows her character.
I think it shows off her character. She's going to heal you, whether you like it or not.
Yes, that's a good one. Like, some animations show off a character's vast abilities very well. I think, honestly, it's probably mostly, gag characters are probably better. Like, Tsukihime, really good. With her bats and her origami and her extra attack is her little look out behind you trick. You know, there's a lot of flavor in those animations. Summers usually have a lot of flavor. I don't know if Dantes really shows off his character in his animations. He mostly just shoots edgy fire at people. Like, there's a lot of really cool animations, but character. It's a question. It's a big question.
It is a question. We live in a society.
BB is another one.
Actually, like, that's why I'm gonna go default. BB is probably the best for me. The way she just flounces around, she draws hearts with her wands that kill people. She pours, like coffee from a mug that damages people.
Yeah, she pours her version of Grail mud out of just her coffee cup. Because fuck you. Sakura
Like,
beam!
She does a fucking, like, a Marilyn Monroe thing with the skirt and just damages, like... No, BB's Little Devil character is fully showcased in her animation. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna raise the BB flag on this one.
Mm-hmm. Seishonagon is good, but I don't know how much it shows her character. She Kamari's people. I mean, I guess she does a lot of her weird selfie poses and stuff. It's pretty funny. I'll have to actually meet Sei's character before I have any comments.
Again, I'm excited for Maeve Saber because I still love her fucking Noble Phantasm. It is top fucking keck.
It is. And I think after BB Summers in general, because they're more funny, they tend to be much more flashy and like do a lot of fun gags.
Yeah. So quick cars go brr. Thank you for your question. Now we're gonna wait a minute.
If this is the question, I think it is. You can just skip this one. It's from 7 hours ago. Is the one I'm reading.
Yeah. Should we do this one?
Is it the 7 hours ago one?
Yeah. I
mean, you can read it, but I don't even know what they're asking. This is, okay, this is parentheses. Okay. I don't know.
Alright. So I'm gonna read this. So this next comes from the Bully BB Buddies, who goes, "Oh no, the Master Stalking Squad has been dethroned, but by whom?" In parentheses, they have, who's the 4th, 5th, and 6th biggest Master Stalkers in Chaldea?
Your mom. No,
well, honestly, that is actually probably fair, because Raiko probably does do a fair bit of stalking of you.
Isn't Raiko in the squad? Wasn't that?
Oh wait, that's right. Yeah, no, yeah.
She's part of the My Room team.
Yeah, she's part of the always sneaking into Master's bedroom team. That's right, which is Tsukihime, Serenity, and Raiko.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else would be the further adventures of sneaking into Master's room.
Yeah, I would say innocently, it'd probably be one of the children servant. Like literally, Abby's is, "I'm scared. Please, can I sleep with you tonight?" So I'm like, I could probably see. So I can see Jack trying to do it easily, because that's something totally an assassin would fucking do. Is just sneaks. You beware the stabs. So I'd say Jack. Honestly, I would also say Aresh, but
yeah,
not
I was about to say they don't go super deep on it, but Aresh is a little Yan.
Yeah.
Like, her high-level bonds is her fighting the urge to just kill you so she can take you back to the underworld and be like, hang out forever.
So I can totally see her, like, at night, just in the corner, just staring at you.
She's just standing there, menacingly.
And she'd probably be flustered and embarrassed for just all sorts of reasons. And third, I would say Passion Lip. Passion Lip actually has a stupid high level of presence concealment, despite her...
Yeah, Lip usually doesn't get to use her presence concealment because Masochistic Constitution is a taunt skill, but
yes,
it's interesting. Aresh would be the one who's like, "I'm gonna sneak into Master's bed. I will wake him up to my smiling face," but she can't get any closer than the corner of the room. Mm-hmm. Just like sit in the corner.
Yeah. So I would say that's lucky as your pick. It'd be Jack, Aresh, and Passion Lip. So we're gonna move on. Thank you, Bully BB buddies. We're gonna move on to a hunter in search of a rematch. So, this is a follow-up question. Dear Lucky and Omega, I have a follow-up question from the one a few weeks ago regarding an FGO fighting game roster. Now that you've chosen your 13 servants in your initial roster, now comes the DLC. Haha, let's say you've given 7 spots for the first pack, making the roster a total of 20. With no restrictions on class or how many servants of a class, who would you pick to help round out your roster?
And then they have lovingly provided what we theoretically said several weeks ago, which I believe wholeheartedly.
I believe this wholeheartedly. So, on one part, I'm like, but at the second part, this person put in a little bit of effort into this, so I'm willing to think a bit on it. But I swear to God, if
7 with no class restrictions, well, I mean, that makes it harder to think about, but 7 with no class restrictions isn't awful.
Yeah, but again, if you come up again next week with DSL Pack at 2, I'm done.
Well, we will walk over to the trash can and drop your question in.
Yes. So 7. Let's see, who do we got here? So we got Artoria, Arjuna, Skahawk, Jekyll and Hyde, Ushi, Hans, Darius, Mesh, Sherlock, Dantes, Melt, Jinako, and Hopeset. So, for a full another 7, who would I like to see? Well, I'd like to put in Musashi.
That's a good one, yeah.
So that's 1.
Musashi's a pretty big face character and very important. Ishtar, I think, would be another fun one, who's another big face character.
Yeah, Ishtar. Well, fuck, if we're gonna go with Ishtar, might as well go with a Resh as well.
Sure, balance it out.
Yeah. So that's 3.
Let's see. Okay, was there somebody else I had in mind? I'm thinking.
Lucky would like maybe see Gramps.
Yeah, that could be a good one. And then I think somebody said Beowulf. I would also definitely say Summer Martha. So let's just do both of those.
Beowulf and Summer Martha, we're up to 6. We need 1 more.
1 more.
For gags? For fucking gags? Let's put in Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo. Dante's is already in our initial setup.
Yeah.
Lobo is a second Avenger. He's just huge.
Because especially if with Arxis is not afraid of just putting weird ass fucking characters in there.
Yeah, no, Heshin Lobo would be definitely a great weirdo character. Just be like, he takes up half the screen. He's just a big dude.
All right, those are 7. So thank you, Hunter, and Search for Rematch. You don't get to ask for DLC packet 2. Notch. Oh yeah, someone just posted from BB Tag the fucking tank.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? I can't read. It's too small. But yeah, there's literally a tank.
Blitz.
He's
tank.
literally called Blitz Tank. And now Disney owns us.
Yeah, they do. Alright, so next one comes from Laze of Kilion. I forgot if that's how I'm supposed to pronounce it, but Lucky's memory is shit. 1 big question and 2 small questions. If you had the ability to make one of your servants into a full-time, story-relevant Chaldean servant akin to Da Vinci and Sherlock, who would you choose? Personally, I am crossed between Edmund, who has helped us plenty, and I thought he was already a rogue servant, and we recruited him full-time like Sherlock Moriarty just to see him and Sherlock working towards more of a common goal. Also, the irony that the first time I had my Sherlock Moriarty fight together had to be the fight where that Sherlock lost his arm. Imagine Moriarty being witness to that.
Ha! Called it.
For the 2 smaller questions, do you have a method in choosing the mailbag, or is it utterly random? And should I bother changing my aliases to not be repetitive, or is it fine as in it? So, to go last first, we literally go down the line.
Yep.
We have the sorting set to that the most liked questions go to the top, but a lot of people don't spend a lot of time locking it, so it usually goes by. It usually gets mixed up a little bit.
Yeah, and sometimes, honestly, I've refreshed the page, and some of them have in a different order.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily random, but blame YouTube. If you want your question to get to the top and make it more likely to be read, get those likes somehow. I don't know how.
Post a question people care about.
And your alias is fine. I said, Lucky's inability to pronounce words is no fault of yours.
Honestly, having a consistent alias is probably easier than people who have very topical aliases. As I joked to the second or third person who was like blah 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 Skadi, I'm like, what do you think those guys are going to say next week?
Either way, I like both personally. I like topical and I like thing because topical ones are amusing, but people who maintain this are easy to remember. Ish. So the first one, to the first part of your question, I'm trying to think here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think the question with this is that most servants are in the story already in some form. Even if you don't think they are yet.
I think what he's trying to get at, or they, I should use they. Omega was talking about how he likes to use they, and I was thinking, yeah, I should probably do that too.
It's easier. You can't fuck up singular they.
No, you can't. What they're trying to get at is someone who becomes part of your Chaldean support staff. Like how Roman
who you see all the time around. I'm just trying to think. Because Dante's, I think, is already kind of he keeps showing up so weirdly.
He's just
all the time. That'd be pretty funny though.
He's just in your dweens mostly. After he kidnapped you to the prison tower,
he's in the space between spaces. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking because why I brought up the fact that I think everybody's in the story already is that because a lot of characters have had their moments. So it would be cool if Kazgil hung around all the time, but also he was a pretty cool major character in Babylonia, who we got a lot of and had a full story arc and stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I guess I would think my first thoughts are, if you don't mind me going ahead since I was talking.
Go for it.
My first thought is maybe, like, my first instinct in this is, like, Sheba would be interesting, because she doesn't get to do a lot of Sheba things in Salem.
Mm-hmm.
And she's theoretically kind of important to the Chaldea stuff. Like, there's even a bit of the old Chaldea that was named after her. So, like, that would be interesting to have her hang around and offer opinions on things and occasionally try and sell somebody a camel.
It is called the Lens of Sheba, and it is... We are technically an observatory.
Mm-hmm. Though now we're an APC that's bigger on the inside. We're like a TARDIS with wheels.
So, Lucky's first... knee jerk is actually Jean d'Arc.
That's another good one.
John is was our canonical first ruler, which was actually a big fucking deal.
Mm-hmm.
Someone literally sent by the counterforce to act as a force of arbitration between things.
She is also she's the poster ruler and one of the poster characters for FGO.
Yeah. It's like, for someone who... She is definitely, you would see on your side, who'd be trying to assist and help you through this fight. By any means necessary.
She even has that comeback in Solon where she gives the speech.
Yeah.
I think the other one, is maybe some of the guys from the vanilla FSN crew. Like, we already have, through interludes and stuff, an established canon of Emiya. But actually seeing him in story would be cool. And he is also a counter guardian. And then just, my other thought was just immediately, Vanilla Artoria, because she's on the fucking app, but she's never in anything, because Nasu is lazy.
Honestly, like, on that line, I would actually probably like to see Medea more. As someone who is a third-rate mage, someone who's actually pretty good at mage, that'd be great if she could come in to exposit mage things for me. Or magic things for me.
Well, and also, much like I mentioned Sheba, as much as Kirky was great in that scene, I was not the only person who was a little bit miffed that the whole point of Salem was that Medea got jobbed out of being in story.
Yeah.
Like, we were going to have a story with regular vanilla-ass Medea, and then Kirky was like, nah, bitch.
Well,
Angry Medea faces.
Angry Medea faces. Because, like I said, like remember, Medea is a top percent fucking mage, and as I said, high levels of item creation and territory control. Like, if there's anyone who's gonna, like, I would like probably to teach me magic, besides probably Kirky, it'd probably be Medea, and I'm probably sure I can get taught by Medea without having the chance of being turned into a pig accidentally.
No. Only Jason need fear the Medea.
Mm-hmm. Although I am, actually, I don't know, maybe, like, speaking back to the sneak into your room question, actually, I could see Kirky sneaking into your room. She has, like, no qualms about telling you how much she loves you, but also, she might try to want to turn you into a pig occasionally. Like, check out her Valentine's when you have, mechanical bull versions of mechanical bull versions of damage running around. Well, that's the thing, Axe. Greek men and women, they fuck.
There's a decent amount of sexing in most mythologies, but there's definitely a decent amount of it in the Grecian one. Because they were like, no, people bang.
Yeah, they bang.
Listen,
and then they bang different
there's
people.
A lot of nudity.
Mm-hmm.
Greek nudity. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I think just the FSN crew who are criminally underutilized by FGO, and then,
actually, yeah, now that I think about it, Medea's only really used in Gouda Gouda.
Mm-hmm. Where most of them are, and that's because they're characters in the Gouda Gouda comics. Hence why Medusa gets in there. Now that I think that, that's a good gif, I'm saving that. That's quality. Thanks, Nick.
Wait, what's this?
It's a good one. It's gotta be new, too. The FSN crew, and then, like I said, Sheba's a good one just because she's also technically directly related to story stuff, in a way. I feel like they're a little... I feel like they're a little gentle with Sheba, though, for reasons. And I'm tweeting that.
What?
And saving. Nothing. Just firing up the old Twitter. But yeah.
Oh.
That's my...
Those
are my big ones.
I'm retweeting this Cheshire.
Yes, that's one.
And this Nito. And this butt. Oh, wait, no, I already like this butt.
There's many retweets.
Mhm.
Okay. I think that's it for this question. Lucky's
So-
looking at Twitter and thinking.
I'm thinking. Okay, I'm done thinking. So, thank you, Liza of Kaleon. Again, don't blame yourself for Lucky's inability to speak English. So this one's going to be quick. This one comes from a guy relaxing with a Skadi. Question: how was your GSSR and Skadi efforts, if any?
Scroll
Please.
back.
2 hours.
Well, at this point, it's got to be closer to like 2.5 hours because we're coming up on 3. So, but if you're at this part, if you're not part of the live audience, if you're at this part now where we just read your question, presumably you were here for the bits where we did the stuff, and also we've got time codes. So just go back, roll it back.
Anyway, so
R.I.P. Robin doing time codes for 2 solid hours of mailbag.
this next one comes from. Thank you, a guy relaxing with a Skadi, for your question. Next one's coming from Secret of Casino King Bun Bun. Boom boom. Boom boom. With you guys having a hard limit on questions at times, what types of questions would be good ones for a community to ask? That you both would enjoy answering. What types of questions do you not want people to ask?
I feel like we let people know about the answer to that second one by telling them we don't want to answer their questions.
Yeah. Well, again, I will state this. Questions that make us have to come up with entire servant rosters or entire turret siren things or come up with multiple servant answers are usually no-go. If it's like, what is like a best servant, like one singular servant, I'm probably be okay with that. Because I only have to think of one. But when you ask...
The questions that have a lot of thought or that are just like, hey, here's your welcome to your creative writing lecture that's going to take 2 hours. Here's your prompt. Give me something by the end of it. Only we can't sit here for 2 hours and just work on your problem. We have to spend those hours doing the show. So the while they're interesting, a lot of the writing prompty type ones are way too long for us to do, especially with the time limit.
Like some of them, like the Lost Belt and Lost Belt Kilns, I want to answer that one, but again, I can't answer it on a timely manner. I literally have to think about it and come back to it next week. Other ones I dislike is when you act like you're asking a question, but literally you're just wanting to hear yourself talk.
Mm-hmm.
That one's again, I want people to feel proud about themselves and talk about their accomplishments and stuff. But if you want to gloat, just fucking gloat.
Yeah,
Don't
I guess
try to
that's
hide
it.
it.
Just you don't have to phrase your idea as a question. You can write anything into mailbag. Some people have just written into mailbag just to be like, "Hey, love the show, good work," and then we're like, "Okay, thanks."
Like if you wrote me and told me it's like, "Hey," and said nothing like, "Hey, I got Skadi and 10 quartz," I'll be like, "Good job, congratulations," and I just move on to the next question.
Yeah, you don't have to turn it into a question. I guess that's a misunderstanding. You can it's a mailbag. You can write in whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Actually, there's a question coming up here that I read. It was like knee-jerk reaction. I don't like this question, but when I read it again, I'm just like, no, that's fair. So again, we'll try to treat everyone fairly, but
yeah, I'm just reading your summary, and you don't even ever use the phrase question in the initial setup. It's just like message, comment, etc. They don't have to be phrased as questions.
No. But questions we do enjoy answering. I don't know if I actually can have a thing. Honestly, I genuinely like people the fact that people want to send us questions. It's if it's not any of the two aforementioned circumstances, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I think the best way to phrase that would just be we enjoy answering the questions we can answer. That requires that you have a question that has an actual answer and a question that doesn't require us to sit down with a whiteboard for 2 hours to answer. Mm-hmm. If we can actually answer your question, we love those. So if you want to bring us joy with your questions, you want to spark joy, just write a question we can, in fact, answer. And think to yourself when you're writing that question, because I'm sure some people are just like, oh, you guys know all this stuff all the time. You guys should know that we do prep sometimes for several hours before the show, keep organizing our notes so we know what we're doing.
Sometimes there is a lot of research, too.
Yeah, when I do Teach Me Omega Sensei, that's usually several hours, possibly a couple of days worth of work to write those notes. So that's not something Omega knows off the top of his head. That's actually pretty scripted.
Yeah, and Lucky will definitely go on a deep research hole researching about, servant lore and whatnot. I'm not a fucking, I don't have it all memorized. I have to go rely on Google and Wiki and other such things. All right, give me the detail. And then I just regurgitate that.
I'm usually pretty good to remember something I have already researched, but that I don't actually have real-life clairvoyance. I cannot detect knowledge just by thinking about it. You have to actually read books and stuff and do research on materials.
Mhm.
So yeah, those are the questions we like to answer. The ones that are answerable. Is the question you didn't want to read this one who's got an alias that's just consonants?
Yeah.
Okay.
So hang on. So I'm gonna copy this. Google. How do I pronounce
I get the first half of this, but clearly they took it too far.
All right. Let me see here. Let me paste this.
Did I already retweet this right? I feel like I have.
Wow.
Yes, correct. I've already retweeted that one. Good me. Good job, Raita. Good job, me.
All right. So I'm gonna pronounce this how Google told me to tell it.
Oh boy.
So Google, it says, so alias NRVNQSRTPGHKL.
Google didn't even try.
Nope. Asked, how are you so excited for the story still? As a diehard longtime fan, I often find myself bored and not interested in the story while playing it, and actual enjoyment comes from thinking about what's going on. Comes from thinking what was going on. And wait, hang on. I might be reading this wrong, but I gotta double check this. And not interested in the story while playing it, and actual enjoyment from thinking what was going on comes to me after and discussions and such.
Also
Am I the only one? Yeah. So I'm probably gonna say no. You're probably not the only one like that. There are probably some people who do not care that much for the story and only like it retrospectively. As I said, everyone play the way that you want.
And also, I think there are a lot of people who've been with JP a while who either can't enjoy the story in the moment, or they can actually, but that means that when it like gets to English, it's like, it's whatever. It's just...
Or, again, like people have spoiled themselves, so when they actually get into the moment, it's not shocking. That's one of the reasons why I am such a proponent of do not fucking spoil me or I'll end you.
This is why we have so many gun emotes. We just need to be able to defend ourselves.
Mm-hmm. So, again, like, I enjoy the story because, again, I find it good. I'm not spoiled on it, so... Like, when something shocking is happening, it's shocking. Like, Fate stuff the writing's usually pretty good. There's a lot of underlying, like, especially in Lost Spell, there's a lot of underlying stories of morality, ethics, and, what's is a villain?
Yeah, and I mean, okay, so whenever anybody asks the question, am I the only one like that? Probably not, no.
Probably not, no.
But, I mean, if you're asking us, no, yeah. Well, that's how this question started with, how are you excited for the story still? That's almost bordering on questions we can't answer, just because I think the only answer is because, I don't know, I am. Yeah. How do you still enjoy something that goes on so long? Like, fuck, there are people who enjoy One Piece. They say it's the best thing in the universe. How many fucking chapters does One Piece have? Million. A bajillion. A bajillion gazillion. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. But they still like it. They're still into it. They're following it. They love it. Some of them really love it. It's the same with anything else. Just some stories to you, you have that enthusiasm to stick them out on the ride, and others you don't.
Yeah.
Fuck, Lucky and I are super excited for the next Dresden Files to come out. 4 days, by the way. And yeah, so like, and that's been going on for, oh gosh, a long time. We looked it up before. That's for What's Up. That's a different discussion.
That, like, how many times were, like, peace talks win?
I think we've been repping for peace talks since we started doing What's Up, which is almost at 100 episodes.
That's like 2 years.
Yeah. It's been a while.
But yeah, like, I'm not gonna repeat your name right here. But no, you're probably not the only one. And as I said, everyone has reasons onto their own why they like or dislike stuff. And no one is exactly right, and no one is exactly wrong. That is what it is to be human. It is to be different from one another.
So, by the way, I would like to inform you the first part of that joke is the NVNQSR. That is for Nero Chaos, the character from Tsukihime. Yes, he writes his name that way, but it's pronounced Nero. But then they took the joke too far.
Oh.
So,
see,
if you, by the way, audience, if you've ever seen Dvrinsker, that's Nero. It's supposed to be pronounced Nero or Nero, but yeah, that's the thing.
So, NRVNQSRTPGHKL. Thank you for your question. I hope it gave you something to talk about. We're gonna move on to Two-Ticket SSR, the game. Sir, congrats. But also, fuck you. What quick single targets do you know that can loop with Skadi, or which ones have you been looking forward to using the most? Thanks for the hours of content and considering posting themes for questions to help with the time, or maybe put magic mailbags in a separate, smaller video a couple times a week. No. Lucky's gonna do what he wants. And he's gonna have long mailbags. So our chat is going wild with saying melt. So there's an answer.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, melt.
I don't have a Skadi. I can't Skadi loop.
I only have one Skadi at 111. I can't Skadi loop.
That is also correct. Yes. Hey, guess what? If you want to do, as we discussed at the very, very top of the show, if you want to do Skadi loops, you have to do a lot of stuff.
Like I said,
honestly, I will say this: I don't want to outright dismiss the idea of a mailbag video, not several smaller videos during a couple times a week. Are you guys crazy? You'd never watch those. You animals. But I won't necessarily write out the idea of themes or like cutting it out into a separate video. But that's a future us problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's when mailbag gets stale and we have to spice it up. Right now, It's still very spicy.
Ooh, spicy. So I'm thinking of like a bunch of quick serves, like single targets, because we have Okita, Bedivere. Wait, is Bedivere a single target? I forgot.
Yes.
Bedivere is single target.
Bedivere's Buster, though.
Oh, he's Buster, though, that's right. Skahawk, then?
Skahawk's a funny one. I don't know if she has enough hit counts to loop with herself, but it's very funny.
That's true. Actually, that's true. Yeah, no.
It's right. Still hilarious because she has her own quick buff. It's only one turn, but it's the same scaling.
Ah, really?
Yeah, it's very funny. So I think I said this in my wanted. You can totally use Skahawk's Skadi to support Skahawk. I don't know if she loops sick. Achilles has been mentioned in the chat. Single hit Caesar probably has enough. He's crazy high hit counts.
Jack's probably a good go-to.
Jack, yeah. We talk about this. Jack is probably the most instance of the overkill bug you've seen already. Maybe crazy stars.
There's options out there, but unfortunately, Lucky does not have the entire MP meta memorized. Oh, some people mentioned MHX Alter. She has she's probably pretty good too. Yeah,
and regular.
But
MHX.
I don't have one.
Both of them have multi-hit single target quicks. I gotta be honest. I think with Skadi loops, I don't think you even bother with not making them AoE because you just keep doing it. I don't know. The whole way you do a loop is through overkill, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you need I think it's more important to have multi-hit rather than...
Yes, you need many hits. It doesn't necessarily need to be single target or AoE, but most people use AoE servants because they have a lot of hit counts.
Yeah, that's a lot. Tomacat probably be pretty good too, even though she has a Buster kit.
Yeah, but so does Zerker Lancelot. He's a gorilla too, but he has a very high. He's got like 6 or 7 hits on his NP, which is quick.
Oh, Summerfran, someone mentions.
Ooh, yeah, no, Summerfran's a quick saber. There's not very many quick sabers.
Nope.
I think Okita probably is the big one.
Sigurd's single target quick.
No, Buster.
Buster. Okay.
Today we learn Lucky is red-green colorblind.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm an arts main? Duh. I can see blue. What is fucking red? You guys are fucking with me now.
Well, they post the cursed image, which is, in case you guys aren't on our server, our image for cursed is the quick icon, but in blue, with the text Buster. A truly cursed image.
It is a cursed image. The altar has multi-hit, but I don't think it's that many on her NP.
It's not that many, but she's got a decent amount. She's a berserker, so she punches pretty hard. She's got a few buffs, too.
Much bamf. Alright, but we're gonna call it good, so thank you to GSSR the game. There was your answer. And I do believe that is it for our mailbag. We got through everybody! What's the mission clock at, Omega?
We are at 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 30 seconds.
That'll get cut down a little bit.
Oh, yeah. The thing with mailbag is there's a lot of pauses in there and a lot of low sound moments, which will get trimmed out a little bit.
There was something that I wanted to talk about in Free Talk. Unfortunately, Lucky was dumb and didn't write it down.
Correct.
So he's already fucking forgot again.
You didn't even tell me, so I don't know. I don't even know. It's gone. It's gone forever.
It's gone forever. Give me like an hour after we stop recording, I'll remember.
And hopefully that time you'll write it down.
Yeah.
To stall a little bit, in case Lucky does remember, there's not really anything I have for Free Talk, because it's all just grind right now, basically. There's no new story or anything. Hopefully you people have enjoyed your, All the States in a Rerun. And if you didn't have your bunion, get your bunions. But there's not a lot going on. We're still JP Studio, hopefully gearing up for something. Like new content, please. Just because clairvoyance is a double-edged sword because now I know that there's gonna be this big blob of probably not a lot of content, right, in 2 years.
Yeah.
I know it's there, and I'm just like, I hope maybe we speed that up. And who knows, we might, because depending on what kind of content they do actually release new, we might have to shuffle some shit up for our anniversary. I don't know. We'll see. But we are in weird times. Still weird. Still not weird. Though Japan has definitely appeared to have taken its weirdness a little more seriously than some places, and is over, I think, the worst of its weirdness.
Mm-hmm.
Though that does remind me, there is Yu Asakawa posted an image of her at a restaurant with a friend, where apparently some restaurants in Japan are putting a fucking plexiglass window across the tables.
Oh yeah, she was talking about how she feel like she was doing a prison visit. That was hilarious.
But hey, guess what? Yu Asakawa and her friend wore masks even while eating. They only took the masks off to put food or drink in their mouth, and then put them back when they talked. Even though there was a plexiglass screen. Be like Medusa. Wear a mask, you moron. And if anybody gets offended for me calling them a moron because they won't wear a mask, I don't care. Gonna be honest, don't care. So's. I think that's the only big rerunny thought. I was just gonna mention that we are on Teach Me Omega Sensei still. That is kicking away. You've got, I think, a little under a week left to check that one out. Because a couple of people have joined us new on Patreon. I do want to say that if you're trying to find the poll, because we post a lot of content, look for the BTS behind the scenes tag at the top. If you click that, you will always find our polls. Those are all tagged as that. Lucky, you remember something?
Yes, I remember what I was going to talk about.
Go for it.
So, during something we really didn't talk about is that there was, before our anniversary, there was the Aniplex Plus stream. And this is where they actually announced that the today's menu with the Emmy Family game was getting ported to the US. But during this time, they had a special Aniplex store open.
Oh yeah,
the store. The store. This is what I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, fuck! I wanted to talk about it too. I should have wrote it down myself.
Yeah. So, Lucky actually, he killed himself a little bit, but he did buy himself. He had to make a lot of choices because they had some good. Actually, let me see. I don't think it's open anymore.
It might not be. It was just a little. It was basically the equivalent of It was almost like a con pop-up store, but online because there's no physical con to go to.
Yeah.
They just had the inventory they had. They took some pre-orders for some stuff. I myself thought about some stuff while Lucky's checking if it's open. They had a lot of Aniplex merch, but they had some FGO stuff. They had shirts, including the 3rd anniversary icon shirt. Unfortunately, the Musashi Bean plushie was immediately sold out.
But okay, so they do have the store open. But they actually had some cool stuff. Like they had FGO Duel. They had stuff. But the thing that got me, I was just like, is they have the Memories Craft Essence art book Part 1. They had that for sale. It's just like, it's the Japanese version, but I'm like, give.
Yeah, it's not localized or translated, but give. It's an art book. I'll suck it up. I ordered one too.
So, Lucky also picked up the St. Court's emblem, an enamel pin, and I picked up the 3rd anniversary poster, so I can put that on my wall.
Yeah, I thought about the shirts or the pins, then I was like, fuck, I'm not going anywhere soon. There's no point. Shirts are cool, but it's not. I feel like a shirt is slightly wasted if you can't wear it somewhere.
Oh yeah, no, it's true. That's why I got the poster. So I'm gonna put that on my FGO on my Fate wall. Lucky has a Fate wall where he just has a bunch of Fate posters and shit.
I could have gone for a poster, but I settled for just the art book, and I'm a little annoyed because FedEx appears to be slow rolling it. They were like, "Oh, we'll get it to you this Friday," and then they were like, "Nah, we've decided that it will be sometime later for you." Just like.
Yeah, but they had a bunch of stuff like collectible pins with blind bags. They had fucking Babylonia kitten keychains. I was like, how dare!
Yeah, there are a lot of pins, keychains, stickers. There are DVDs and Blu-rays, but they're fucking expensive because
Jesus, they're fucking expensive.
Aniplex. I believe they're pretty thorough, but yeah, they cost a lot of months.
Actually, yeah. So yeah, it looks like it's fulfilled by Right Stuff, which is actually pretty solid. That's again. Yeah, the Fate Zero Complete box set Blu-ray is $179.98. It's not cheap.
It's a lot of money.
Actually, I should probably check my order to see where the fuck I am. But I was like, goddamn. But I'm super excited.
It was good at least that they opened this up on the web, because in the past they've been very stingy with about selling those online, even if it was limited stock.
Yeah, they also had the fucking imports of the original soundtrack 2, Fate song material. It's like, they had a lot of Fate stuff, and I'm glad. Lucky almost bought the Excalibur Morgan flash drive. I'm like, I don't use flash drive.
Yeah, I was about to say, God, if I was still in college, I would rep the hell out of that flash drive, but no.
Mhm.
Again, it's not. I'm not gonna show that off to anybody and be like, "Hey, check out my tiny Excalibur Morgan." Like, if we had an office set up, Lucky, I would have ordered, like as many as I could for like the office and been like, "Hey, here's your official Studio Omega USB stick. If I catch you with another USB stick, you're in trouble. We only use this USB stick for transfers." But yeah, I mean, and oh my, yes, if the Musashi or faux plush had been in stock, I probably would have sucked it up and bought one, but they weren't. So somebody else took that decision from me. Jesus took the wheel.
Lucky, immediately, that was the first thing Lucky clicked, and it's just like sold out. It's like,
exactly. I know. Everybody went there. That's why it's all gone. And hopefully because they've sold out some of that stuff, or they've got a lot of pre-orders on some of that stuff, they know that there's a decent market. Like, fuck, FGO Duel is cool, and I wouldn't mind an unboxing, but then it's like, but then I'm gonna have a bunch of fucking stuff in my house that I don't have anything to do with, right?
Yep.
Like, I could totally order a complete collection or some blind boxes of FGO Duel and film them on my phone, but then it's like, great, now I have a bunch of figurines on my shelf or in my cabinets, sucking up space, keeping in mind that Omega already has a lot of shit, that I have nothing to do with, right? That's why we eventually need an office, to just display shit in and have stuff where, if nothing else, it's there.
Mm-hmm. Studio Omega, getting bigger, slowly, but surely.
I'll get there eventually. Yeah, I even thought about tweeting out a link to that store from our account, but I was like, I don't want to feel like we're shilling for them. But hey, because it is still open, we'll mention it on the show and be like, hey, if you want to check, see if they got any merch. If you like merch is a good way to support people.
Mm-hmm. Speak with your wallet.
Yeah, vote with your wallet's a very big deal. And it is one of those things where I know it's like, oh, but they don't have all the stock I want, or oh, it's really expensive. But if you do actually buy out all the stock they have, then usually sellers go, oh shit, demand. And they can actually, decide they need to produce and sell more. And I'm super excited. I'm gonna take the shit out of that art book. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
On What's Up, we'll talk about the Yostar store opening up.
Yeah, we'll talk about a lot of things on What's Up.
All right, but that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, that's a good one. Glad we remembered that. So to wrap up my earlier conversation about the TV Mega Sensei poll, I was just going to say that I think we have most of our votes in, but there are about 5 days left. If you haven't voted, like I said, if you're new, check out the BTS tag. Currently, the What is the Wandering Sea is getting a big 50%. Shocking nobody, because that's a recent story topic. I just hope you guys aren't expecting like a 12-page essay on this, because there is only so much to work with, but we can work through it. And yeah, okay, I think that's everything I got from me.
Mm-hmm.
We double back on our question. We're at only like 3 1/4.
Yeah, seems good to me.
So let's go ahead and wrap us up. As I immediately yawn. It's not even that late. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and do the outro. So, hey everybody, if you liked this video and you're watching on YouTube, be sure to give it a like to let us know if you liked it. And of course, you can leave your comments in the section down below. Or you can hit us up on our Discord, which we have referenced many times during this show. That link is in the description of this video and our channel page, as always. Also in the description and our channel page, since we did talk about merch, we don't plug this all the time. But we do have our own merch store, where you can get such lovely shirts as the Tyranny Rabbit, or the Special Waifus and Tactics shirt, or the Whale Power shirt, or the Just a Dolphin. Actually, I believe it's Orca Power, and then there's I'm Just a Dolphin. There's a lot of fun things. We have merch you can buy, and we'll have more in future. So check that out. And of course, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you can always get our latest videos. And even if you're already subscribed, consider hitting that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video, because, it's a great little feature. And, of course, like it said at the front of the show, be sure to consider supporting us on Patreon, right? You can get access to episodes early and in audio format for as little as $1 a month. And you can get other goodies at increasing levels. And it's really fun and it really helps us out. We're working on stuff because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're not also doing good on YouTube, but the Patreon stuff is a lot less chaotic. And also, for those of you who are concerned about mid-rolls and ads and all that stuff, all that YouTube money is ad-supported, so that means advertising stuff has to be considered. Just a thought, I'd love to eventually break out and host, ad-free videos, but video hosting is very stuff. I probably need to, at some point, clear out our backlog of videos, because they're like 1 or 2 gigs every week of video we make, just because they're so big. But the audio versions are definitely 100% ad-free. Just saying. Okay, That's everything. So we will see you later this week for more What's Up, where we will talk about many things, as we always do. We will also see you next week for more Let's Talk FGO, and obviously with Summer 3 coming around soon, look out for going to do a couple of different styles, but some special features for Wanted to cover all those summer servants, you know, if you like that Wanted about Skadi you watched.
Mhm.
All right, that's it from me.
All right, Lucky's done too.
Is somebody setting off motherfucking fireworks?